Yeah, I think we ought to continue on this little conversation thing here. Yeah, Roxanne and I are involved in a interesting conversation right at the very beginning of the program here. It started, I don't know, like 3 minutes ago. It went through the end of Black Velvet and into the into the MJ Morning Show intro here, and we're not quite done. So I think we'll continue our off-air conversation now on the air, which is probably a good idea to complete this and try to figure this out.
Yeah, figure out what's going on. This is our little pre-show chit-chat. I was telling you something I'm dealing with at my house.
All right, so here's the deal. By the way, welcome, folks. It's the MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 601. Hey, Festy, what's up?
I can't wait to be filled in on what you and Roxanne talk about behind closed doors.
And by the way, I don't think Froggy's connected. Froggy said he was going to be late today, and he's got a migraine or something. Oh, boy.
He's home.
He is home, but he's got a migraine, and, well, I don't know if you heard, Kim is positive. Did you get the... Yeah.
Oh, no.
So at Froggy's house, it's continuing because Froggy's house, folks, is Omicron rated number one. Yep.
And I did hear that it so it went from Max to Kim, and it took like 5 days to get there.
Luke.
Yeah, the little kid got it. The younger son got it now.
Luke, Froggy's your father.
We think.
Yeah, we don't know for sure. But Luke was the younger one, first grade. He got it. Like half his class had it. The teacher was all Omicron, infected up good. And then it took a few days. Kim is tested positive. Froggy didn't go. I yelled at Froggy. Froggy did not go to get tested with Kim, his wife, and their older son, Max. Max negative. Kim is positive. And Froggy didn't go to get tested. I'm like, why would you go get tested with the whole family? I don't know. He was playing video games. I don't know. So Froggy, now that Kim is positive, Froggy is going to get tested at 1:30 this afternoon.
What a lazy sack of junk.
So that's the deal. All right. So let me get back to where I was with Roxanne and our conversation that had begun prior to the opening of the show, which I think we must continue. Let me bring the listeners up to speed. Apparently, Dig Dug, who is Roxanne's fiance, Dig Dug, gets the kids ready for school, allows Roxanne's 4.5-year-old daughter to dress twice, meaning put 2 layers of clothes on every day. She wears 2 dresses to school, one dress and then another dress goes on top.
Freedom of expression, sir.
Yeah, okay. But then Roxanne tells me about this Golden Corral-sized breakfast buffet that he apparently makes every single morning, and you had no idea?
I had no idea. Fester, you would appreciate this. You're going to come eat breakfast with Doug. So obviously, I'm the mom that comes to work here every day. I never see the breakfast routine. On the weekends, we'll go to, maybe we'll get some McDonald's, or maybe we'll go to brunch, or I will cook. And I didn't know what Doug does, what he prepares for them every day. I know what food we have in our house. We have oatmeal, cereal,
All right, can you go over the
sausage.
list? All right, let's just cut to the chase here. Can you go over the list that you gave me?
Yes.
I mean, it was like it was like boiled shrimp, baked shrimp, steamed shrimp, shrimp Creole. It was like something out of Forrest Gump.
It was like Bubba from Forrest Gump.
Yes.
Just going on and on.
All right, so give me the list again. And this is almost like every morning?
Every morning, he cooks for them. They are a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old.
A 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, and it's like there's like Golden Corral, or do they still do that breakfast buffet? Some locations used to have that, right?
Yeah, I think they still do. I haven't been to a Golden Corral since before the pandemic, and I'm.
Were you able to like dip your scrambled eggs in the chocolate fountain?
They had the whole dessert bar for dinner, and I remember that from when I went to Golden Corral once for Thanksgiving.
Oh, you take your French toast and you hold it under the chocolate fountain.
That actually sounds delicious.
Oh my God! All right, so go back to the list of everything that is served, and this is like every morning.
Yeah, so he cooks for them sausages, bacon, eggs, oatmeal, cinnamon toast, cinnamon toast crunch.
So the bread, cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yes.
Yeah.
And fruit, big spread of fruit. This
Fruit.
is the breakfast they get every single day. And I'm like, Doug, I start to notice he does this all the time over break. I'm like, you don't feed them this much every day, do you? He goes, yeah, this is what we eat every day. Like, no wonder they have like enormous appetites.
Well, wait a minute.
They start their breakfast with.
Does he have all kinds of leftover stuff every day, or has he managed it where he makes like micro portions? Because we're dealing with a 2 and a 4-year-old.
So, how much do they really eat?
Yeah, really?
One egg, you split it up between the two. One link of sausage, eat half a bowl of cereal.
No, that's the thing. He's giving them like person-sized portions. And so, no, they're not eating all of it, but they're really eating quite a bit of it.
You know where this is going to end?
Weight Watchers?
No, well, you're close. you're very close. My 600-pound life.
Yeah, pretty close.
Is that the name of the show?
I think so. My
Or
600-pound life.
or is it my 800-pound life? I mean, that's where this thing's going to end.
My children want to eat all day, and now it makes sense because they're starting their metabolism with 1,000-calorie breakfast.
I don't know if that's right. It doesn't. You ever see those commercials for cereal, and it says part of this complete breakfast, and it shows everything else that makes a complete breakfast? Doug has taken that to heart. You know, I mean, like I remember watching. They had like. Meat products, and they had orange juice next to this. I'm like, who eats a bowl of cereal with orange juice on the side?
Yeah, man. What are the food costs in your place? Just getting rolling on my 600-pound life. It is 6:07 at the MJ Morning Show. Just getting rolling here on a Thursday morning. We'll check in with Froggy whenever he signs on from home because his house, the Omicron COVID stuff is spreading inside his house. Hey, folks, interest rates.
Office. I ran to the office this morning to get my stuff, and I forgot my headphones. I said, "Hey, Coop, let me borrow your headphones."
Well, what happened if I need to speak to Coop right now, which I'm trying to do? And
I'm going to go grab his headphones.
Well, but no, don't do it
Okay,
now.
hold on. I'm going to give Coop's headphones back, and I'll be back in 30 seconds with mine. Hold on. Stand by.
And you know what? Coop
What kind
can't
of-
even
what kind of sloppy Joe radio is this?
Coop can't even read our lips because we have masks on since we're Omicron positive, just being safe.
No, I'm not Omicron positive.
I know, but
You're not Omicron
know.
positive. Fester's not Omicron positive, I
But-
hope. Froggy is.
Yes.
No. Froggy's house
his
is.
house is.
So Kim, Froggy's wife, tested positive, right?
Yes.
And Luke was positive, the younger son. And then Froggy's going to get tested at 1:30 today. So with the Omicron creeping all over the place, we kind of went back to the mask protocol in our little shoebox of a studio here, since we're all live in studio. So we went back to mask protocol. Where the hell were we? Oh, I was talking about I was putting the whole morons and idiot stories together for the early morons in the news pile. And Coop, who was not here yesterday, Coop sent me a email last night with some prep stuff. And he's like, this story might be a little too racy for the show, but he includes the link. And I'm like, whoa, what
Don't click on it.
What story does he think is a little too racy? I'm like, no, it's not. This is a local story.
Yeah, but the details are pretty,
Salacious.
you got to work around it.
Coop, we talked about this story a year ago, like when it first happened. It is the update on the guy that was having sexual relations with a stuffed animal in Target here in St. Petersburg.
Ew.
This was a story that went not only national, this story went international. This story went everywhere, and it happened right here in St. Petersburg. And Coop's like, I don't know if we can talk about this on the air. Coop, we did talk about it on the air.
I don't remember that. Like, I was reading and I was like, oh my God, this is so juicy.
Fester, don't you remember we talked about this several times on the program?
I do recall this story.
Unfortunately, I recall it as well.
And it was, wasn't it a doll from like a movie?
It was like from Frozen or something.
Was it Olaf?
It was Olaf.
Olaf, yes.
Yes,
It was-
okay, yeah.
The guy was having sexual relations with an Olaf doll in the...
Let it go, let it go.
No, he's stuck to it. He won't let it go.
I'm looking at an Olaf doll right now, and sadly, I think I know why he was attracted to it.
All right.
I'm not even going to.
All right, hold on. We'll, this is not what we're not doing this yet. I'm just getting it ready. I'm just getting the morons ready to go here.
Is it possible that we talked about it on the podcast?
No,
we talked about it here.
We
Okay.
talked about this on the show.
Yes.
Hold on. What is going on with the memories?
Hold on.
Coop's our producer. You're part of the show. Why is it only that I and Roxanne remember it?
Well, first of all, the original posting that I found off of thesmokinggun.com
Yeah.
has December of 2019 as the date.
Maybe we talked about it on the podcast, but I know there have been several updates since we've been on the air because we've talked about it. And then now we have an update. All right, we'll get to it. You guys, what was I going to do here?
I think you're going to do Morons in the News, but I have a story.
No, I wasn't going to do more. No, Morons in the News comes in the next segment. There was something else I was going to talk
Something that's
about.
on my mind.
In the meantime, Roxanne, what's on your mind?
Okay. So did you know that Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet are breaking up? Did you care about that?
Oh, my God. I got to go home now. I'm calling in. I need a mental health day. I'm out of here.
Why, God? Why?
Wait a second. You're interrupting the program with the Lisa Bonet,
No.
Jason Momoa split?
Technically, she wasn't interrupting because you didn't know what you were going to talk about next. She was actually helping us carry on. But Roxanne,
I had a plan until, I don't know.
Jason Momoa is like a superhero, right?
Yeah.
He's Aquaman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
So-
he came out of the whole wrestling world, didn't he?
it sounds
No, he was
right.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. But
Yeah.
he wasn't in the wrestling world ever?
No, I think Jason Momoa that was his first big role was Game of Thrones. I don't think he really did anything.
Hey, my bad.
So he was
Sorry.
married to Khaleesi in Game of Thrones or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember he's in Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm. So here's the interesting thing about Jason and Lisa Bonet. They have a 12-year age difference, which love doesn't know age. We know that. But she's 12 years older than him.
That's right. She
Yes.
is 12 years older.
Which I think, as a woman, I think you have to have a lot of confidence to be with a guy 12 years younger than you.
All right, but there are other details in the story.
Yeah, so the reason they're breaking up, and I feel like I've heard this Hollywood excuse
Hold on, do me a
before.
favor. I don't know. Listen, I know who Jason Momoa is. I obviously know who Lisa Bonet is. But give me. I want to know all the details that you have so I can try to come up with a guess on what the hell happened here.
Okay, so they have a couple of children together, a 14-year-old and a 12-year-old. They've been together a while. They started dating in 2005, but didn't marry until 4 years ago.
Whoa, wait a sec. They were together for 12 years before they, is that right? Is the math right?
Yes,
They
that's
were
correct.
they were together for about 12 years before they got married.
That sounds right, yeah.
And then stayed married for 4+ years.
Holy crap, that sounds like you and Dig Dug.
I don't jinx.
I was about to say.
That sounds like you and your fiance. You guys have been together for like 8 years and you're talking about possibly getting married later this year in November.
So you can't see the dynamic that's happening on this side of the studio, MJ, but you're mentioning it with like a sense of shock in your voice. And Roxanne's like, yeah, they've been together for a decade, but no real commitment.
Oh no, this is you're looking into a crystal ball.
I mean,
stop.
at this point, Doug and Roxanne are actually common law.
They had kids prior to getting married, right?
They have a 14-year-old and a 12-year-old together.
The math works out. They had the
Yes.
kids prior to getting married.
Yep. And they should
Yeah,
have just
when they finally got married, the 12-year-old was already 8. And
Right.
what's the other one?
some quick math, 10.
And so the other,
Yes.
hold on. So it was 14. So the older one was 10 years old when they got married.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one is how old?
12, so 8.
All right, so
Yeah.
8 years old.
Yes.
Oh.
They should have just kept riding out without getting married.
So why do we know what happened? Do we know why they're getting divorced?
Well, this is what it sounds like to me. You read between the lines. We're parting ways in marriage. The love carries us on, but now we're free. We free each other to be who we are learning to become.
All right, hold on. That sounded like you were just learning the English language. Can you try? Can you
Try again.
Bienvenidos, class. We have a new student, Roxanne. She will be reading English for the first
All
time.
right, can you-
Roxanne, please step up to the podium, please.
All right, can you read that statement again?
In English. Por favor.
And try not to make it like Voice of America special English broadcaster, right? All right, go ahead.
Just read it.
We are parting ways in marriage. We share this as we go about our lives. We're free. We're freeing each other to be who we are learning to become.
We are. Hold on, that's the operative. Wait a minute, that's the operative part. We are freeing each other
To be
to be.
who we are learning to become.
What the hell? Were they on drugs when they wrote this? What is that?
I think he is transitioning to a real merman. Like Aquaman.
No. I get it.
He's growing scales. It's all scaly now.
I mean,
I want to get some cortisone cream on that.
listen, they're realizing they're different people and they don't necessarily want to be married. I get it. You know, it's like, why are insane asylums and marriage, what do they have in common?
What?
You have to be committed to both of them. You know, I mean, it's like, hey, listen, I don't necessarily.
How long you been waiting to drop that joke in?
I've kept that in my pocket now for like 30 years.
Yeah, what do you have, a card? Is that...
But it's true. I get it. I understand. Listen, hey, you want to be somebody else, and this ball and chain is kind of stepping in the way.
How old is Jason Momoa?
He's 42, so she is 54,
Wow.
right?
Are you saying you didn't like my institution joke? That's a good joke. I mean,
All right.
it's a little party mixer
It's
joke.
solid.
Hey, everybody, it was an insane asylum and a marriage.
Was that in one of those great jokes for parties books?
I think it was like from a Don Rickles routine.
Don Rickles.
Hey, you married? Hey, what is an insane asylum and marriage have in common?
Jeez.
You got to be committed to them.
All right. My heart is broken.
Are you going to get through the rest of the day?
My heart is broken. Now, I might need to do a mid-show sick call-in right now. I need a mental health day here on the MJ Morning Show. All right,
We all do.
the early morons are next, including the story that we've done like twice on the show. But Coop wants to know if it's okay to talk about this. Yes, and it happened in Target right down the street, and the story's been a national story. The guy having sex with a stuffed animal at Target. All right, hold on. We'll get to that and all the other morons next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. 105 MJ here. Froggy is not with us this morning yet, even from home, as Froggy is still on the Omicron home protocol because his young son tested positive. Then yesterday, Kim, Froggy's wife, tested positive. Froggy didn't go. I'm like, why the hell didn't you go? Oh, I was busy. So Froggy's getting tested at 1:30 today. So Froggy is on home Omicron isolation. So he's been doing the show from home all week. So this is Thursday. Since Monday, Froggy has been at home, and you can tell that his home microphone sounds a little different. But then he sent a note. When I got up this morning, I saw the text, and Froggy's like, I've got a terrible migraine. I'll probably be popping on the show late today.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, well, migraine, you're saying that you have some friends that did get Omicron. See, I had heard that Omicron for most people comes on with just like a scratchy throat. But
Well,
you're saying that headache or migraine is part of it?
The friends who I know who've been vaccinated,
Yep.
they first got a migraine and then it turned into nausea.
Okay.
And that was their Omicron.
Okay.
So that's different than the sniffles and the cold and,
Okay.
the scratchy throat. Okay.
Okay. You know who I'm doing, right?
Yeah. Cartman or.
No, it's
I don't know.
Isn't that the teacher on South Park?
Yeah. Okay. South Park. I knew it was South
Yeah,
Park.
No,
So-
I think it's a guy who, I don't know, was it the teacher? Was it
Okay.
Mr. Garrison?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry.
So Froggy's going to pop on. He has a
Yes.
headache. Roxanne, he says that could be the first sign.
Yeah,
Did
I
I
hope
hear
not.
yesterday, MJ, that Froggy sent his older kids to school?
Yeah.
Yes.
So Max went back to school.
So that was Allison's question at the end of the day. I get home and Allison's like, hold on. They send the older kid to school, but Froggy doesn't come into work?
Right. But wait a minute. But then Kim tests positive later yesterday afternoon.
So do you send a kid back with a positive mama?
I don't know what the hell. I mean, it seems a little herky-jerky over there. So Froggy said he's just going to pop on the show this morning whenever he feels better. So we'll see what happens. Okay, early morons in the news. Where do we start with here? Oh, I got so much. This might be a two-chunker. All right. Folks, to celebrate your birthday, do not go rootin' tootin' crazy and start shooting guns in the air out of a sunroof of a car.
But that's so much fun.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. Yep, oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's, I don't know if it was an automatic weapon, but from right down the street here, Fort Myers, if you're celebrating your birthday, maybe it's not a good idea to hang out of the sunroof of a vehicle and fire a gun in the air while driving down the road. Yeehaw, it's my birthday, bang, bang. Yeah, Lee County Sheriff's deputies say the 34-year-old Jean, I can't even pronounce this, I guess maybe the guy's Haitian or something. It's like Jean Mijares Arroyo. I don't know.
I'd go with Mijares Arroyo.
Okay. He's accused of shooting from the vehicle he was riding in, standing up out of the sunroof, and he's firing a gun. It all started at the Viva La Mirage nightclub.
Of course it did.
Hi, this is MJ. Whenever I'm in Fort Myers, I visit the Viva La Mirage nightclub. Man, I get my freak on at the Viva
The Viva La Mirage sounds like a good time.
Viva La Mirage nightclub.
That's on every commercial they have.
Viva La Mirage nightclub.
Oh,
Yeah.
hold on. Fester, pull this place up.
Yeah,
It
so
does look like fun.
Jean and his friends were out celebrating his birthday. When the club closed at 2 a.m. Sunday morning, they hopped in a truck, they took off. Jean was in the passenger seat when deputies say he grabbed a gun and fired at least 6 shots from the sunroof of the vehicle.
That is not good.
I got to believe this was an alcohol-related incident as well. And, well, you know what the old story is. Nothing good happens after.
Is it midnight?
I thought it was like 10:30.
I always heard 2 a.m. Nothing. The cops that I know have always said nothing good happens after 2 a.m. I'm sure it's a sliding scale for many. I'm sure it varies.
Good
Ross.
stuff
Yeah.
between midnight and 2, but
Yeah.
then it just falls off a cliff.
Yeah. So a deputy just happened to be behind them.
Good job, officer.
So
right?
this is like double morons of the news. It's your birthday. The club closes. You get in the vehicle. You think the best way to continue the birthday party celebration is to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You think the best way to continue the celebration is to hang out the sunroof, hold a gun in the air, and fire 6 shots. And then it turns out that a deputy sheriff was right behind the vehicle and saw the whole thing.
Hey, John, before you start shooting out of the sunroof, let me just check my rearview mirror. Let me just see who's about. Nah, don't worry about it, man. We're good.
Let me just make sure that a Lee County Sheriff's Department vehicle is not right behind us. You know what? It is a good thing that there are absolute morons that do stupid things and that sometimes those things are done in plain view of law enforcement to get these jackasses off the road.
If you do something bad on the road, do you look for the police officer before or after you do it?
Before.
Right.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I do.
And
Yeah.
I looked yesterday. We did something bad in our household.
What?
Actually,
Whoa.
it was in the PDQ parking lot. Daviana littered because I was driving.
Oh, ooh.
She threw stuff out the window. I was driving around the parking lot waiting to go in the drive-through.
The PDQ on Waters?
No, on Line Bar.
On Line Bar,
And I
all
was
right.
on a phone call, so I just kept driving around the parking lot, and then she started getting antsy, so I rolled her window
Hold on,
down.
wait a second. You're on a phone call
Uh-huh.
and you didn't go to the drive-through to order because you were delaying because you were on the
Yes.
phone.
Yes.
So instead of just pulling into a parking spot and just waiting, you drove in circles like some kind of OCD creepatola mode? Really?
Exactly like a creepatola.
That's what it
mode.
sounds like. Yeah.
No, I had to, because she gets antsy. Then she would start to cry. If I pulled into a parking spot, she would cry. I can't finish my phone call.
Where are your
So I just
where are
drive in
where are your
circles.
parenting skills? Control your kids.
She's 2.
Why do you let your kids walk all over your face like with those spiked boots that the guys use to climb the telephone poles? Why do you let your kids?
Okay, clearly you don't remember what it's like to have a 2-year-old. She will, if the car stops and I go into a spot, then she's gonna start talking, crying. I'm on a phone call.
Listen,
So I just continue to drive around the parking lot.
I'm guessing her favorite thing at PDQ are probably the nuggets, right?
Yes.
Okay, you tell her, listen here, you little 2-year-old, if you don't shut your clam hole right now, you're not getting your PDQ nuggets. That's what you do. And they want a shake too, right?
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. For sure.
What shake does she like?
She likes
Oreo?
There's the Oreo
Oh,
one.
there
yeah.
you look at that. I've got the whole order down here. Drive her out, please. That'll be $12.96. Drive her out, please.
She littered at PDQ on a weekday. Got an Oreo shake and a couple chicken
Anyway,
nuggets.
look at Fester. Fester is on the Viva Le Mirage website for this nightclub in Fort Myers.
Okay.
Right now, Fester's watching video of twerking on the dance
I
floor.
don't know if that's what that is.
Is this their
I'm not sure what this is.
is this their website?
This is their Instagram page, which MJ, I think you deserve to follow at Certified Todd Schnitt. I will follow it at Certified Fester Schnitt. And wow, these are some really amazing videos. they
All
put
right,
up.
moving along. Now, you hear these stories, and you'd think this is kind of more of a joke and sort of like highlighting sickos and perverts and freak shows. The whole thing, hey, little kids, come over here. Come into my vehicle. I have some candy. Does that really happen in real life?
Okay, so that scenario I don't think really happens.
Well, you're wrong. It does. All right, here.
okay.
All right.
Okay.
But wait, this is a freaky story with a freaky twist. Now, if a human being, let me just quiz you guys here. If a human being were in a vehicle and kids were walking down the street and the person said, "Hey, kids, come over here. Come in my vehicle. I've got candy." What gender would you automatically, almost 100% suspect that the individual would be?
Male. That's the obvious answer.
Well, there's only two. There's only two answers.
Well, no, there's actually all kinds of non-binary stuff. It could be a they or them or an it or whatever. These, who knows?
Good point.
All right, so no, but that is a good answer. That typically you'd think that the perv would be a male. That's where the story gets freakier again. First of all, I always wondered, do these stories really happen? Hey, you want some candy? Come in my vehicle. And then it would be a guy if it really did happen. But no, this is a woman. A woman in Las Vegas is accused of attempting to lure children into her car, offering at least one child candy. Happened this week. Police arrested Karen Lee Sharon.
Karen Sharon?
It's Karen. Kerenlee. Karen Lee.
That's the worst name I've ever heard in my life. Karen Lee Sharon? Karen.
I think Sarah Lee is her sister.
Oh, she wishes.
What is the Sarah Lee jingle? How does that go? Nothing like Sarah Lee.
Nobody does it like
Yeah,
Sarah
is that
Lee?
nothing? Nobody does it like Sarah Lee, right?
I think so.
All right, so cops in Vegas arrested Karen Lee Sharon on one charge of luring a child. According to the police, they were called to an apartment complex in the Southwest Valley of Vegas for a suspicious vehicle. The vehicle had been involved in similar allegations on Sunday as well. The driver was identified as Sharon, had been approaching children coming from school and telling them to come with her. A mother reported to police that the woman, who police believe was Sharon, came up to her children and said hi, then followed the kids. Another child told police the woman said that she had candies and told this boy to get in her car.
Ew.
I know, but this is typically a scenario for a creepy guy. I mean, this is just weird that it's a creepy woman.
Does it go into detail as to what candies she exactly had?
It does not. Not just come into my car. I have candies.
I mean, if she had Snickers,
Fester, shut up.
I'd walk over for an almond joy.
Fester, stop.
Whatchamacallit?
Officers interviewed the 8-year-old boy who told them the woman rolled down her window and said, "Get in the car, I have candy." The boy ran off and threatened to bash the woman's window with a rock.
Good for the kid.
This is an 8-year-old kid, a little street-smart 8-year-old kid. And then a person called 911 saying that this woman was suspicious in the apartment complex. Officers showed up. They approached her. She was outside of her car, and she told the cops she was just walking around. But the weird thing here, they still don't know what her motive was. What was she going to do when she lured these kids into the car? I just thought it was a bizarre story that, do those things really happen? Hey, come into my vehicle, I've got candy. Or, hey, little kids, you want to see my new puppies in my serial killer-looking van?
That's why we have to tell our kids, you don't take anything from strangers. You don't talk to strangers.
But then for it to be a woman, I mean,
Yeah.
that seems just way out, that this is not like a woman thing that would happen, but it was.
All right, I'm going to say something really controversial right now. But
Ew.
What's that, Fester?
if she just had plain Hershey bars, I would say
Fester,
no.
when you stop it.
If she had the Hershey's cookies and cream bars,
All right,
I'd be like, hello.
Why are you mocking the story?
I mean, anything Reese's.
Why are you trivializing this?
Because you're not saying what the candy is.
I don't know what the candy is. They didn't reveal what the candy is.
Hence the mockery.
No, you're making. Oh, you stop.
Okay,
it.
kids, don't go up to people who are offering candy out of the car. Boom.
You're making a mockery out of the story. This is a serious story, and you're making a mockery out of the story.
I'm sorry. I'll treat the MJ Morning Show story.
I'm just turning your mic off. Fester's in jackass
I'll
mode.
steal Roxanne.
I'll turn Roxanne's mic off.
Talk louder.
I'll turn everyone's mic off.
Turn yours.
I'll turn my mic off. Jeez, Fester. I mean, why are you being?
What? Wait, we don't mock things around here. What?
I'm not
Give it some respect.
not a child abduction with candy story. I'm not making a mockery out of this.
Can we call the PIO of the Las Vegas Police Department and find out what damn candy they use, Roxanne, please?
I don't think we know what candy. Why are you fixated on the damn candy?
It's a sliding scale
It's
for
a
him.
detail. It's a very important detail.
You've got an eating disorder.
That's beside the fact. But yes.
All right, when we get back, the story, which is a local story that Coop was very concerned. Folks, Coop, our executive producer here on the show, was very concerned. He sent me this item last night. This might be a little too racy for the show. I look at it, I'm like, wait a minute. We've already talked about this. And it's the incident that happened at Target right here in St. Petersburg that made national and international news. And it's just, it's such a lovely calling card and such a Chamber of Commerce moment for the Tampa Bay area. And there's an update. I think we might have the final chapter, but a guy like this is probably going to
Run for mayor.
no,
Okay.
is probably going to reoffend.
Oh, God.
Yes. I'm guessing the guy's going to be a recidivist. And what is it? I'll explain next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. So. And just waiting for Froggy to blast in. Froggy said that he wasn't feeling well, which I don't know if that's an indication that maybe he's got the Omicron as well. Froggy's been home all week long, and, well, he didn't test with the rest of the family the other day. Kim came back positive, and then Froggy now has an appointment for 1:30 today, and then sent the message to us overnight that he's going to be late to pop onto the show from home today because he has a migraine, which could be an indication. So I'm just waiting for Froggy to pop on. He might not even pop on. I mean, folks, this could be a good reason to listen to the program because right now I've got the little control knob. We call it a fader or a pot. The Froggy fader, the volume control for Froggy at home, it's up. So if we're on the air doing a segment and Froggy turns his stuff on from home, he's just going to blast in. So we'll just wait and see if Froggy.
What sound did you use?
What?
Is this going to blast in?
I didn't make a noise. I just said it's going to. Did I do that?
That's the noise, yes.
Did I just go blast? Is that what I did? I don't even know what I did.
Break wind.
All right. So this is funny. I found this very humorous. Coop, our producer, sent me a little email last night. He does every night. You know, there's a couple of things that he thinks could be good for the show. And he sends a link to the story, and he prefaces the link with, this might be a little too racy for the show. I don't know if we can get to this. And then he puts the link in the email. I'm like, what is this? So I click the link. I'm like, dude, we've already talked about this.
I was unaware of that because I was reading the details of the story. And I'm like, I mean, we could do it, but I don't know if he's going to be able to work around this.
Of course I can work around it. And
But you don't remember this story?
I never saw this story ever.
Dude, you're too young to have a memory lapse
Yeah.
like this. We've talked about this because it happened right down the street. This is from a Target store here in St. Petersburg. It's the guy that was caught having relations with a stuffed animal in the aisle at Target.
Oh, we have to bring Coop up to speed on something.
Oh, what that?
Yesterday, Coop, you were out, but a guy named Marshall wrote into the show and was offended by some of the stuff that we do, not family friendly enough. So that is good that
Well,
you
there
were
you go.
thinking that this needs to go through the Marshall filter.
Listen,
The martial law filter, yes.
remember I called it the Marshall Plan.
Yes.
It's the new MJ Morning Show Marshall Plan. Listen, we're a very family-friendly show, and
It's always what I think of.
well, he was taking. He didn't like the story about the dude that, well, pooped on a girl's picnic table outside of the house and then stole her scooter, and then we talked about the Will Smith story where he tooted.
Flatulence.
He tooted while he was working out in the Miami Dolphins workout facility, and it was caught on video. It was funny. I'm sorry if a little toot humor ticks off Marshall.
Well, Marshall, you're going to love this story.
Oh, shit, Marshall, crank it up.
Sit down and enjoy yourself, Marshall.
Listen, this is going to be a PG-rated story. I know how to talk about these things on the air, but this story went not only national, but this was an international story. And we have, I think, the final chapter, at least for this episode. Now, what do you...
The final chapter for this episode.
Yeah, because this guy's he's gonna offend again.
Has he been sentenced?
Well,
or is there a sentence?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's all right. Probation has been issued for the guy that had relations with a stuffed unicorn from the movie Frozen inside a Target store here in St. Petersburg.
Okay, it wasn't.
Let it go. Let it go.
Hold on. Whoa, whoa,
He couldn't let it go. He was completely attached.
Did you say a stuffed unicorn? Did you
Yes.
Okay, it's not a unicorn. It's a snowman.
Well, the story I'm reading says unicorn. I'm sorry if I'm not up to speed on all of my Frozen characters.
It was Olaf. It was okay. Hold on. Is
Olaf
that,
is a snowman.
yeah, that's like calling Tony Soprano just some big Italian guy and be like, no, he's the lead. He's a big star on that show.
The guy might have had relations with multiple Frozen characters. Is there a unicorn?
No, there's no frozen unicorn.
There's a moose.
horse.
There's a no. Is it a reindeer?
Oh, probably a reindeer.
Or like a wild elk or something?
Let me just give you the details of the story
Yeah.
because they're saying unicorn, and I am not an expert on Frozen and all the characters. In fact, I have never seen the movie Frozen.
All right, that's two.
You're missing out.
That's two cartoon movies this week that we've brought up on the air that you haven't seen that are both really a good watch.
Never saw Frozen. Well, listen, you guys have kids of that age. I've never seen Frozen.
Yes, and many movies suck.
And what was the
other
one?
was Sing.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
missing out.
Sing 2 is in theaters now when we were talking about Happy Meals earlier in the week. If you haven't seen Sing, MJ, you should really take some time this weekend and just enjoy it.
Why should I, a 55-year-old guy, go see the movie Sing?
Because it's amazing and it's got adult plot lines.
Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to have entertainment, then you can watch Sing and enjoy
Anyway,
yourself.
let me give you the story on Mr. Target Perv. A guy was engaged in inappropriate sexual conduct with a pair of
oh, God, I thought you just meant a pear like the fruit.
Well, he's really reaching out from the stuffed animal aisle to the produce section.
Yeah, with a pineapple, Roxanne. Ouch.
Ooh,
Ouch. All right, let me get the story out, okay?
real daring guy.
All right, so
Is it necessary to put the word inappropriate sexual relations with a stuffed animal?
the update on this story is the guy that was involved with inappropriate conduct with a pair of large stuffed animals at the Target store here in St. Petersburg was sentenced to 6 months probation after pleading no contest to indecent exposure and criminal mischief charges. Corey Meter. It's Meader. It might be better if it was Meater because
Not for Olaf.
yeah, Corey Meter, 22 years old. You know, you're doing this at 22. What does the rest of your life hold if you're having inappropriate penetrative relations with a stuffed animal in a flippin' Target store?
Olaf is the gateway stuffed animal.
All right, so Corey, does anyone know Corey Meter?
Can you picture this guy?
How does this guy function in society?
No.
Who's inviting Corey Meter to a kid's birthday party?
Look,
I mean,
I am an eternal optimist. Can you
Yeah.
picture this guy in a couple of years after he maybe starts a small business and becomes super successful? And he's not like some TED talk. He's like, guys, I'd like to say anything's possible. I want you to know 4 years ago, I was arrested for having sex with a stuffed animal at a Target.
I had Olaf stuck to my groin at Target in St. Petersburg.
I turned my life around, and so can you. Corey Meter, I'm rooting for you, man.
You know, he's going to be a motivational speaker. That's going to be his path.
Everyone loves a turnaround story.
I don't think I want a turnaround story with a guy that had Olaf stuck to his wang.
Oh, he had Olaf turn around.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, you asked for calls on if anybody knows Corey Meter.
Wait a minute, really?
Jeffrey's on line 11.
Okay, all right.
I don't know what this holds.
All right, here we go.
Hi, Jeffrey. I didn't know we'd get calls. Hi, Jeffrey. You're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning, sir. You actually shocked me with this story because I used to date his mother.
Wait a minute. So you know Corey Meter? Did you
It's
know?
actually Cody. His name is Cody Meter.
Oh, I'm sorry.
C-O-D-Y.
You know what? You're correct. I'm sorry. I said Corey.
Yeah.
It is. It's Cody. Did I say Cody the first time?
I heard you say Corey, but yeah, you're right, guy. It's Cody.
It's Cody Meter. Wait a minute. So you used to date this guy's mother. Did you know that Cody was arrested for having
I did.
Olaf stuck to his crotch? Did you know that?
I did, and I'm no longer dating his mother.
Not because of the incident.
No, not because of that incident, but I was aware of that incident when it did come around. And Cody's he's had multiple issues with this over and over. This is the first time he's been caught in public.
Wait a minute. He's had
no.
multiple issues having relations with stuffed animals?
Yeah, and Erica, his own mother, used to give him stuffed animals so that he didn't have this issue. But apparently the stuffed animal that she gave him one day, I guess, wasn't good enough, and that's when he did that thing in Target.
Oh, my God. How long did you date this guy's mother?
On and off, probably about 4 or 5 years.
Were there a lot of stuffed animals around the house?
Yes, there was.
Oh my God!
Was it just Disney movie stuffed animals?
I don't know. The guy was weird, man, because it didn't really. I don't know. It didn't have to be a certain stuffed animal. It just had to. I don't know.
Just any stuffed animal?
It didn't have to be a specific stuffed animal.
Yeah.
No, it just. I don't know. It's weird how he picked and chose his stuffed animals. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
This is very strange. Is this a fetish? Sounds like you treat.
Apparently it is. Apparently it is. And I tried to figure the guy out when I was dating his mother,
And how many years ago did you date his mother, and how old was he at the time? Because he's 22 now.
God, he was, when he had this incident, he was probably 20 or 21.
Yeah, he was 20 years old.
It wasn't that long ago. This was last year.
And
I believe.
he was arrested in December of 2019, and
Yep.
he was 20 years old.
Yep.
Yeah, because I had my accident. I had a really bad accident in October of 2019, and I didn't get to see her for a little while. So I finally got in touch with her about the end of October of 2019.
All right, so you dated his mother for 4 or 5 years. And what year did you start dating the mother? How long ago?
2016.
Okay, so in 2016, let's just say that this guy, Cody, the stuffed animal doer, he
17 years old.
he would have been, like 16 or 17 years old or so.
Correct.
So
Correct.
he had
issues. He had those issues back then when I knew him.
right. That's what I was. And how did you find out? Did the mother say, "Oh, by the way, my son wants to do stuffed animals"?
She kind of told me about it and tried to cover it up a lot. She did try to keep him under wraps and keep him in the house as much as she could, but that whole family is a disaster, and that's the reason I'm not seeing the mother.
All right, so when you had your accident, sir, were you in the hospital?
I was.
Did anybody bring?
I broke my neck in 5 places.
Oh my God! Did anybody bring you flowers?
No, not even her. She didn't even show up at my hospital.
Did he bring you a stuffed animal?
No, no one brought me a stuffed animal, unfortunately.
Yeah, certainly not this guy. Yeah.
All right.
Hoarding them.
Hey, Jeff, I'm going to put you on hold. I want to get your number off the air just in case in the future
That's fine, MJ. That's fine.
Hey, buddy, thanks for calling in. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
good luck to
Not
you.
a problem.
All right, hold on. Coop, grab his information, would you?
This guy, call back anytime, Jeff.
I mean, listen, you never know. We're talking about the story, and I guess, did I just say, just kind of flippantly, did I say, hey, anyone know this guy?
He's like, no, I almost became his stepfather.
And then this guy calls up, dated the stuffed animal crotch guy's mother.
Wow.
And apparently was aware of the stuffed animal issues 4 or 5 years ago. All right, anyway, let me that was a pleasant surprise out of nowhere. So Cody Meter, 22, entered his misdemeanor plea before the circuit court, who ordered the St. Petersburg guy to pay $725 in court costs and fines. Meter was arrested in late 2019 after willfully and maliciously damaging Target goods by, and I can't say that it was just what he did to the merchandise.
Mm-hmm.
It was, it was attached to his crotch in the middle of the store, and his pants were down, I guess. Meter, cops reported, initially took a stuffed unicorn to the children's bedding department, exposed himself, and then took the unicorn and placed it against his groin and began a motion.
We get it.
Wearing shorts and a Star Wars T-shirt, Meter then proceeded to the front of the store, picked up an Olaf snowman stuffed animal from a display featuring characters from the Disney movie Frozen,
Let it go, let it go.
and began having relations with that stuffed animal as well.
And amazingly, that's what Target security was saying. Let it go. Let it go. Put it down, sir.
And it was all caught on store video. I mean, because the surveillance video captured all of it. They could put out a movie on this guy. This is all according to the Target loss prevention folks that were interviewed by the police. He finished his act with the animal and the stuffed animal. Folks.
He's taking the stuffed animal love to the streets.
This
It's
is
not even like a private thing in his house anymore. Now
St.
it's out
Petersburg,
there.
Florida, right here. And now we have an end to this episode, but come on, this can't be the end. This guy clearly has major damn issues. You think that this guy's suddenly cured?
When are we going to hear about this guy again is what I'm wondering.
When confronted by cops, Meter admitted to doing stupid stuff and admitted that he had, I can't even say this, he admitted what he had done to Olaf inside the Target.
Yeah,
There's some explicit language in the police report from the St. Pete Police, which I cannot repeat on the air. as seen in a store surveillance camera, recorded Meter engaging with Olaf, which he returned the soiled Olaf to the bin with the other stuffed animals. Come on.
At least put him in the trash or something.
I mean, I can't believe we just had the boyfriend of the mother call up.
Wow. Amazing details about this guy.
Kind of provided the backstory.
All right, folks, this is purely accidental. I did not intend this to be the segue, but I do have a hot dog story now.
Sometimes that's just the way it goes, man.
Man. But it's a celebrity hot dog story. If I were to say that a celebrity is getting into the hot dog business, what would the obvious celebrity be that is getting into the hot dog business?
Obvious?
Yeah.
Dog the Bounty Hunter.
You know, good guess. Good answer.
All right.
But that is incorrect. No, yes.
I'm just going to guess Tom Brady because he's in so many different businesses.
Yes, because Tom Brady eats hot dogs. Yes.
No, but he's involved. No, he doesn't.
We talked about the official launch of Tom Brady's clothing line yesterday, which, by the way, he also released a video. He's got like a little a selfie video that I think he shot on Davis Islands yesterday afternoon, and he put out a video. We've got that audio. We can listen to that later on. Coop, do you want to give us a little audio clue as to which celebrity is getting into the hot dog business?
Sure.
Go ahead. Yeah. You know who this is?
Yeah, this is so obvious. This should have guessed it.
Yeah. It's Snoop Dogg. That's a logical step, isn't that? That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it really is.
Snoop Dogg is getting into the hot dog business, and the story is that Snoop Dogg was so grossed out about how hot dogs were made and the ingredients in some hot dogs that Snoop Dogg is reportedly going to launch his own hot dog brand called
Hot Snoopy Dog.
Well, close. Snoop Dogs.
Hot Snoopy Dogs.
I think my name is better.
Why don't we just name it what his name is?
No, man. Name me after that character from the Peanuts.
Yeah, so Snoop Dogg is expanding the business empire. And apparently, soon, at some point, the Snoop Dogg hot dog brand is going to be available. He's applied for a federal trademark registration on the term Snoop Dogs, or it's Snoop's Dogs. So SNOOPS, Snoop's Dogs. And the filing was made as an intent to use application. And this is an application for trademark protection. And he apparently plans to start selling hot dogs and other types of sausages.
All right, I'm very optimistic about this being a hot dog connoisseur, which I am. Do you know who one of Snoop Dogg's best friends is?
Oh, yeah, I do.
And I'm not talking about like Dr. Dre. Outside of the rap community.
I don't know.
I'll give you a hint.
Who is it?
She's been in jail.
Thank you. Heidi Fleiss.
Yes,
No.
Heidi Fleiss. And she knows a lot about hot dogs.
I don't know. Who is it?
No, Martha Stewart.
Yeah.
Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg
Really?
have a very close. They did a TV show together. They
It sounds familiar.
They bond about pot, right?
They started on like the celebrity roast scene is where I think they met, but they've really become close friends. And if Martha helps Snoop with the recipe, this might work out.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so
Synergistic.
Snoop Dogg apparently was just grossed out at all the stuff all the mystery stuff and ingredients, and you can say all beef in a hot dog, but all beef could mean any part of the cow is all jammed up in that hot dog.
Lips and butts are all beef, baby.
Exactly.
And listen, you give me a Nathan's or a Hebrew national any day. Snoop has to make a really good product.
So Snoop Dogg said, and I gotta censor myself here because we'll get in trouble if I read this verbatim. But Snoop Dogg says, "This is hot dog, 'cause I ain't never eating a bleeper hot dog because, ugh, every time I see a bleeper with a hot dog on his plate at a barbecue, I'm knocking that bleep out of his hands if that's how they make hot dogs. I don't want one. I'm good. That's what Snoop Dogg says, and that apparently has precipitated that he wants to make a really high-quality, clean hot dog called Snoop's Dogs. Can I get that? Can I get that
A
Snoop again?
little gin and juice right now would be very nice, Cooper.
Thank you. Yeah. Hey, what do you wash that hot dog down with?
Absolutely, gin and juice.
Some
No
gin and
question.
juice, yeah.
No question.
So how long before you would have, like, Snoop's Dogs actual restaurant locations? Like, you know what?
Like the Eminem.
Oh,
He's
my
got his
God.
restaurant.
Oh,
yeah.
my God, Mel.
Oh, poor
Oh,
Mel.
no.
Oh, Mel. Snoop is gunning for you, man. And, listen, maybe quite literally.
And Snoop spends time in Tampa. Yeah.
Oh, he has?
Yeah.
He was
He's
in town.
been-
He was
yeah.
at the Bucks game like 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, the Bucks game that they completely screwed up and lost and didn't score any points against the Saints.
Yeah, he's not welcome back.
All right, well, I hope that Snoop Dogg does not have a vendetta against Mel over on Bush Boulevard.
Yo, but Mr. Portillo's is going down.
So, all right, heads up. Snoop Dogg getting into the hot dog business, apparently. All right, 7:22. It's the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. We got a long MJ Morning Show segment next. And Janet Jackson is coming out of the woodwork. Janet Jackson has been like in hibernation, but now she's making noise. There is a 2-part Janet Jackson documentary coming out at the end of January. And she's, I guess, doing interviews. I've got an interview that she gave with a magazine right here. And I hope this is addressed. I don't know if we're ever going to get a real definitive answer in this upcoming documentary, but I am really angry at Janet Jackson. I am really, folks, I am serious. This is a visceral reaction. I am still, to this day, I am so pissed off at Janet Jackson.
I got issues with you on your take on this.
Oh, fine.
You're off base.
All right, okay.
You're off base.
Okay, fine. I'll debate you.
Okay.
All right, why am I aggravated with Janet Jackson? And now that she's coming out of the woodwork, and there's a documentary, a 2-part documentary, and she's talking. All right, why am I angry? Hold on. I'll explain. And a whole lot more next on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Back in a minute. Fester's got some problems with my take on the Janet Jackson matter.
Ooh, I can only imagine.
Well, good. He's out of the studio, so
Yeah.
it looks like he's not going to challenge me at all.
I'll challenge you.
All right, so yesterday I brought this up, and it was later in the show, and I said, you know what? We need to spend some time on this on the program today. And here we are at 7:30 in the morning. I was made aware, maybe it was before Christmas, that there was like this Janet Jackson documentary coming out. And really, if you think about it, Janet Jackson, a huge celebrity in the 80s and early 90s. I mean, massive. You know, we had that huge Super Bowl performance and the costume wardrobe malfunction. That brought that term to the forefront. That the term wardrobe malfunction was created. It entered our lexicon because of Janet Jackson and the Super Bowl disaster
The
back
term
in.
nip slip also entered our lexicon.
No, nip slip has been around,
Has
but
it?
that's just the most famous of the nip slips.
Right. I mean, it was that nip slip that was caused by the so-called wardrobe malfunction, which, yeah, that was the term that was rushed out. But how could that not have been 100% premeditated? It had to be. It was absolute shock value. And of course, folks, I'm talking about the 2004 Super Bowl. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because I've got a lot to do, but I've got to say my piece. If I keep this bottled up inside, it's going to be very unhealthy for me mentally.
You've got to let it bubble out.
Yes, I've got to let it out. I've got to discuss this.
All right,
And-
for your mental health, let's get it off your chest.
all right, I'm only going to take a minute or so on this, and then Fester, apparently you're going to challenge me.
Let's see what you have to say.
You're indicating. All right, what's caught my attention here is that at the end of the month, there is going to be a 2-night Lifetime A&E, a documentary on A&E. It's going to be called Unfiltered. It's going to premiere on January 28th. And Janet Jackson, after, really just kind of, boom, disappearing, is coming back on the scene here. She's on the February cover of Allure magazine. She's doing various interviews. We've got this documentary, the 2-parter that's coming out. She pledged that she would never discuss the infamous incident at the 2004 Super Bowl when Justin Timberlake exposed her nipple while pulling off part of the costume at the very end of the set during the Super Bowl halftime show. And she had public apologies. She did Oprah. Janet Jackson says, whatever I want to be a part of that conversation, whether or not I am part of the conversation, whether she wants to be part of it or not. Yeah, she told a Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist, Robin Givhan, about the controversy, which she said hurt her career. I think it's important, she noted, not just for me, but for women. So I think it's important that conversation has been had. You know what I mean? And things have changed, obviously, since then for the better. It was February 1st, 2004, when the former NSYNC front dude, Justin Timberlake, ripped off the, is it a bodice? Is that what you call it?
Yeah, that's one way to describe it.
Ripped off the front of that leather covering over Janet Jackson's, was that her left breast?
It was
right breast.
It
right?
was righty, yes.
Right breast. And then
And what do we know about boobs? I always want to remind you guys, left boob bigger on most women.
Okay.
But remember, he pulls off the material and it exposes Janet Jackson's chest. And didn't she have some kind of a metal, like a gear or a cog?
Okay, it was
Yeah,
a
what was that?
starburst.
Around
It was a starburst around her.
her thing, and anyway.
Okay. So was it around it or was it covering it?
It was around it.
Yeah, I think it was like a hubcap.
Okay.
All right. So my anger persists to this day. I have not forgiven Janet Jackson. I have not forgiven Justin Timberlake. I don't really know. We never really got to the bottom of the story. I don't know if we'll ever know the truth of what happened. I think that it strains credulity to believe.
What did you say?
Yes. All right. So I think that you'd have to be an idiot. Let me put it that way.
Okay, I
think,
understand.
I think you'd have to be an idiot not to believe that was completely premeditated and they were looking for some kind of an unbelievable shock value with 1 billion people watching worldwide. What this did, and again, I'm only going to spend a moment on this. This changed broadcasting, and it really affected our industry. It made us tense. What happened after the Janet Jackson incident, it caused the FCC with all the complaints to go into like hyper enforcement mode. All of the radio companies, Fester, how can you not remember this? We were walking on eggshells.
Absolutely.
All of the radio morning shows. That's when they started putting delay units in like all the stations. All the station owners, they were afraid that they were going to be fined like millions of dollars. And we were under the spotlight.
Congress called in owners of companies.
Exactly.
What are you doing to protect our children?
The Janet Jackson Super Bowl matter made morning show life miserable for a while because we were scared. Companies were firing morning shows. There were good people after the Janet Jackson incident. There were good people in this business that were fired. Good shows were canceled, and not because there was anything obscene, anything that got not even close. It was like
Anything that was even in the questionable range.
The range was so narrow, and people that had done normal content were getting in trouble, suspended, fired, careers were ruined. And again, we were running scared. I'm trying to transport myself back to 2004.
You were afraid to put your toes in the water.
I think for a while.
We were afraid to do our freaking show.
Right.
It was that bizarre. The memos, the meetings, the conference calls. And it wasn't just, back then we were working for Clear Channel.
The training. Remember all these online trainings we had to do on protecting the license? And, we had, I think for a while we stopped using the word ass, which is our favorite word to use on this
what a
show. I
shame.
know.
It was insane. It was all of the radio companies. We were Clear Channel back then, the old MJ Morning Show. Now, of course, we're part of the Beasley Media Group, bringing the MJ Morning Show back. But all of the major companies like CBS and Cox and I don't even think they could say their actual name. They couldn't say their name on the air, the name of their radio company.
They fined themselves. They fired the founders of their company over at Cox Media.
But it made our lives hell. And everyone was scared. All the program directors, the operations managers, the general managers, like remember Dave Reinhardt and Dan DiLoretto, and everyone was scared, and it all came out of that Janet Jackson situation. So I'm telling you right now, that affected us. That stressed us. I'm telling you, it made us crazy, and it changed broadcasting. And people lost their livelihoods because of this, because everyone went into the hypersensitivity mode. Okay, I've said my piece. So with Janet Jackson, she's opened up new wounds, folks, as now she's emerging from hibernation with this docuseries coming out at the end of the month. So, Fester, is there anything that you want to challenge me on? Did I say anything incorrect?
So
Now what? Now you're quiet? Now you're quiet?
I'm coming right at you, baby.
What's
because
that?
listen,
You're just revving up.
you
Okay.
have expressed your feelings. However, if there were a Justin Timberlake documentary coming out, a 2-part documentary of Justin Timberlake on A&E,
Right.
you would not be this pissed off. You would not be this mad at Justin.
Because there
There were two of them.
but-
You can't be angry at Janet if
but-
you're not angry at
all right,
Justin.
hang on.
As
It was
visibly angry.
First of all, it was Janet Jackson's nipple.
Yeah,
It
but
was-
it
it
was
was-
his
just
hands
was the-
who removed it.
Wait a sec. It was her show. He was an accessory item to that show. Again,
An accessory to a crime.
I would like to know, was he in on it? Did he know that her nipple was going to be exposed? It's quite possible. This is one of these mysteries. Will we ever know the truth of the Janet Jackson breast exposure during the Super Bowl halftime show of 2004? And listen, if he's culpable, then he deserves the same amount of blame. If he
You
was
can't say this 20 years later, 15 years later, whatever it is, MJ. Listen, Justin Timberlake was pissed because the year before, in 2003, Madonna kissed Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera on the VMAs, and it was the most talked about second
I forgot about that.
in broadcasting
Right,
ever.
So the talk was, were they trying to outdo that with shock value during the Super Bowl?
All Justin wanted to do was upstage Madonna and his ex, Britney Spears, and he did with this whole idea. And
But we don't know the genesis of the idea. If Justin Timberlake said to Janet, hey, I've got a great idea to get the whole world talking, then Justin Timberlake is 100% culpable. If he had the idea and talked Janet into it, or was it Janet's idea? Again, will we ever know the real truth?
the answer is yes, because in April of 2001, celebrity stylist, this is from Wikipedia on the Super Bowl halftime show controversy.
Wait, April of what?
April 2021,
You
last
said,
year.
You said 2001.
Okay, April 2021, celebrity stylist Wayne Lucas claimed that it was planned by Timberlake, who sought to upstage his ex-girlfriend Britney Spears at the MTV VMA Awards, where she kissed Madonna.
All right, well, listen, this claim is from just last year.
This has been
So-
now people are talking about it who were involved. Like you said, Janet's been quiet for a decade and a half over.
So wait a minute. You're telling me that 17 years later, just this past April, some stylist named Wayne Scott claimed that Timberlake wanted to upstage Britney Spears
Yeah.
and
course he
plan,
did.
and he claims, who's this dude and why should I believe him?
Okay, you want?
Because it makes sense.
Okay, people come
Listen,
forward in stories all the time.
all right.
Why should I believe? People come forward in cold cases all the time. Why should we believe you?
I am not. First of all, I'm not protecting Justin Timberlake. If he is guilty and culpable, throw the book at him. And I'm not. I'm not saying I don't believe it. I think the story is plausible. I think Justin Timberlake could have been part of it, but I don't know if we have.
We have proof. We have proof. Gonna have you naked by the end of this song.
That was
Mm-hmm.
that was
the song.
that was the beat that Justin was singing when he disrobed Janet.
when he ripped, like, it was almost like a Velcro breakaway part of that bustier bodice, whatever you call it. I do not absolve Justin Timberlake from anything. If he's guilty, then he gets the same wrath that Janet Jackson would get. Or if Janet was innocent, then Justin Timberlake, if he was totally but Janet was wearing the item. It seems that the options are that they were in total cahoots, or that Janet could have had a costume set up and Justin didn't know that the breakaway was going to expose.
They had to have, listen, MJ, and then you're blaming the incident for the fallout.
I am.
If you want to be pissed, if you
That's my real anger.
be pissed at your congressman.
Yes.
Be pissed at the FCC. Don't be pissed at Janet Jackson.
Yes, be mad at society. I mean, think about what we're talking about here.
I'm mad at the world.
A nip slip. Oh, my eyes are going to burn out of my head. I just saw female anatomy that you feed children with. Like, who cares?
All right. That's true. Thank you for the anatomy lesson, Roxanne. But MJ, if you're going to be pissed at anybody, be pissed at Congress and the overreaction in Washington and these crazy nuts-ass conservative groups that comes forward with, they're destroying our children.
There was an absolute meltdown and there was an overreaction. And I'm just telling you, it made radio, morning shows, and radio personalities' lives hell. People were fired, lost their job. We were on eggshells. And that was like that for several years. All because of that damn incident.
But you can't be pissed at the incident. You got to be pissed at the people who reacted disproportionately stupidly.
All right, I'm moving on. But listen, I wanted to get my... Yes, Coop.
I have a correction.
Yes.
You keep saying that she's been in hibernation, but I think the word is rhythm nation.
All right.
Very good, Coop.
It's actually really funny. Coop.
Very good,
job.
Coop.
I waited that entire segment to say it.
All right.
Oh, man. All right, on to Tom Brady. And we spent a good chunk of time talking about Tom Brady's new clothing line yesterday.
Brady brand.
The Brady brand.
Yes.
In fact, we were actually live scrolling the Brady brand website yesterday and looking at the clothing that was being offered and looking at some of the prices. And we actually were kind of shocked at some of the prices. Now, Festa, go back to shop.
All right.
Right, Tom? Go back to shop.
Shop. What do you want to shop for? Tanks, T-shirts, long sleeves?
Just nowhere yet, but a couple of things. First of all, Tom Brady looks like he was just walking around on Davis Islands yesterday and just all by himself. So I don't know if this was shot yesterday or shot early one morning, but I don't see anyone else on the street. But if you live in South Tampa, if you're on Davis Islands, I think that's where Tom Brady still is, just not in the old Derek Jeter house. Tom Brady's just walking down the street, holding his cell phone, shooting a video, talking about the release of the brand new Brady brand. And here's the audio that Tom Brady actually shot yesterday. Listen.
Hey everyone, today is officially the day after 3 years in the making. Brady brand is officially launched. You guys can shop our first drop, release one on bradybrand.com. Listen, I'm proud to bring this to all you guys looking for clothing that performs across all of your daily active lives. Every item's unique, it's innovative, and it's got great function and purpose. These are pieces I loved, I've always wanted them, and now they're finally here. And there's a reason look good, play good is a cliche. Brady brand's gonna make you guys feel your best. This is the beginning. I can't wait to share what's next, and I'm gonna take you guys on this journey with us. So I can't wait to see you guys in Brady. Post your pictures and tag Brady brand on Instagram. Let's have some fun. Let's go.
I don't know if you can hear it, but it sounds like someone's lawn guy's working in the background there. Did you hear the
Weed Whacker Wednesday over there in Davis Islands.
or leaf blower or whatever the hell the story is. But Tom was walking around and promoting the brand. And yesterday we went through a lot of the categories, for instance.
So you go through this shop and it has everything.
They've got tops, tanks, T-shirts, long sleeves, polos, hoodies, sweaters. Bottoms have shorts and pants and sweatpants and joggers and outerwear. They have jackets and hoodies, socks, hats. And Brady just said that this was 3 years in the making. You know, listen, you got to design this. You got to get the marketing ready. You got to get the launch ready. You got the manufacturing. You got to. I still want to know, where's this stuff made? That's where is the Brady brand merchandise made? That's what I'd like to know, because I try to buy made in America, number one. I try to avoid China for everything.
Yeah, good luck finding an American-made shirt.
No, they're out there.
Yeah, they're out there. Good luck finding them.
No, they're out there.
Yes.
I have some American-made stuff. Michelle has American-made stuff. But yesterday, when we were talking about Brady stuff, we were going through some of the prices. Go to like the hoodies, for instance.
Hoodies.
Go to hoodies.
Right.
And we
They're
were
not
talking
cheap.
about, they're not cheap. Look at this. A regenerate punt hoodie, whatever the hell that is is $175
And he has a bunch of different colors.
in various colors. Here's an engineered knit full zip hoodie sweater, $195.
Okay.
And we were questioning, some of the prices seem really, really high. If the quality is amazing, then some of the pricing could be justified. But if this stuff is made in China for $195, I'm just going to have an issue. If anyone knows, does anyone have any of the new Tom Brady merch, any of this new Brady brand? Does anyone have anything yet? Do you have it with you now? Can you look at the label? Tell me where it says it's made?
I mean, it dropped yesterday, MJ. I mean, even overnight delivery, it wouldn't be there yet.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
So people aren't going to get this for at least a couple days.
But maybe someone has some early merch on this. I don't know. If anyone does, give us a call, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047.
He's getting a little bit beat up on Twitter because of the prices of this stuff.
And that's exactly where I'm heading. And Channel 8, I don't know whether they were listening to the show yesterday, but possibly because we talk about it in a big, long segment on the program yesterday morning. And then Channel 8, their website, and what time was this? They put up a story on Channel 8's website at 1:16 p.m. yesterday, and their headline was Tom Brady launches new clothing line, but prices catch some fans off guard. And they wrote, Tom Brady has plenty of accomplishments, blah, blah, blah. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback officially launches new clothing line Wednesday. Brady described as a next-generation apparel brand. Brady, the first technical apparel brand to apply 2 decades of pro-level innovation. Quarterback posted a video of himself on social media Wednesday morning. That's what we just played.
Love you, sweetie. Thank you.
What are you saying?
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to turn my mic off. My cousin just texted us.
Yes.
My baby cousin just told me everywhere that they are produced. We currently make our goods between New York, Mexico, Portugal, Lithuania, Vietnam, and China. So there you go.
Well, who just texted you?
My baby cousin.
Does she work for
Hold
Brady
on,
brand?
how does your baby cousin know all the places where Tom Brady stuff is made?
I don't know. She just sent it to me. She's just.
Well, hold on. Read that. We? Did she just say we? Read that again.
Where does she get that information from?
Hold on.
She says, Brady brand, where do you make your goods? And then it says, we partner with. So she obviously copied something.
Okay.
Yes.
She found it online.
Yes. We partner with a variety of production facilities.
Because I looked for that.
Okay, so FAQs.
Okay. I looked in the wrong area. I looked because I was looking on the website for
The tag, and you're trying to enlarge the picture.
No, I
Dumbass.
was looking on. I looked in the about section. I did not look at the FAQs. All right, so I got you. So Roxanne's was he your sister-in-law?
No, my baby cousin Lauren.
When you say baby, are you talking like 6 months old? Or are you talking like 40?
What is she, 3?
She's in her 20s now, but
Okay.
she's still a baby to me.
Is she on a tricycle right now?
Yeah.
Your little baby cousin.
Oh, cousin Roxanne. Let me cut and paste, clip.
All right, so Fester just found it. FAQs on Brady's website. Yeah, so this is where your baby cousin cut and pasted from.
My 60-year-old baby cousin.
Yeah, the question is, where do you make your goods?
Not
And
quite.
it is on the FAQs. I just didn't go to that part on the website. And that is correct. We partner with a variety of production facilities, each with different specialties. We currently make our goods between New York, Mexico, Portugal, Lithuania, Vietnam, and China. I wonder what percentage is New York.
I wonder what percentage is Portugal.
Yeah. Hey, Portugal's got some good stuff. Portugal's, they make great shoes. Portugal and Spain are known for making great shoes and leather goods.
And I wonder what portion comes from Portugal or Lithuania. If like 95% is coming from Vietnam and China. It's a little disingenuous.
But people, just finishing this up here and the Channel 8 piece, and we noted this on our program yesterday, some of the responses on Twitter were, ouch, man, the gear looks great, but the prices are outside the reach of the normal Joe. Another wrote, no average Joe is going to be able to afford this, Tommy. Would love to support your brand, but I'd rather pay my electric bill. Holy crap. That's some of the feedback that people are giving. Listen, we just saw the hoodie for $195.
It's a lot of hoodie, Tom.
Some of
love
the
you.
items being sold on the Brady brand website, T-shirts, we mentioned tank tops, $75, polos. Remember how much we said the polos were yesterday?
Yeah, those,
$120 for a polo shirt. The least expensive item available on Tom Brady's website is a $20 pair of socks. And those are damaged with holes. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking.
okay, so the socks have no toes.
You know, the clothing looks good.
It does.
I mean, hey, Tom, I think the clothing line looks great, but you know, some people are saying that it's expensive. I mean,
I'm sure his wife had something to do with it too, and she knows fashion.
oh, I'm sure she signed off or checked off or said, you know, I'm sure that Giselle had some items next that she hated, right?
Yeah.
If he could have figured out how to make these $20 socks $8, it'd be a different thing. He'd have so much more market. Instead of trying to make it an exclusive brand, look at this. Remember the Shaq story we had a couple of months ago, I guess? He was walking out of an arena and some mother yelled at him because his shoes were so expensive.
Oh, that's right.
And then Shaquille O'Neal said, you know what? You're right. I'm
right.
going to cancel this contract. It was one of the big companies, maybe with I don't know if it was Nike or Adidas. Or,
You're right.
He had a multi-million-dollar contract.
He had an epiphany moment when a mother said, your shoes are too expensive. We can't even afford them.
So you know where they sell Shaq shoes now?
Yes.
At Walmart.
I thought it was Dollar Tree. No, I'm kidding.
No, but at Walmart.
Yeah, I know.
And they're affordable to everybody. And listen, they're probably not the world's greatest shoe, but
And
they're not $280.
Are they made in Portugal?
They're made in Lithuania.
Yeah. All right, moving along. But the Tom Brady goods look good. They do. I'll tell you right now, the clothing looks nice.
Hey, Tom, how about you throw a couple of 4Xs in the rotation, huh? How about that, Tommy?
Yeah.
What are your linemen going to wear?
There are no sizes for Fester.
Yeah, no big and tall shop, Tommy. How about you make a couple of Hawaiian shirts, huh? I'll buy that.
Yeah.
I don't care how much it is.
Do you need 4X or 5X?
I'm a 4X in button-up shirts and a 5X in polos because my boobs look too... never mind. 4Xs are a little curvy.
Hey, Tom, do you make any man bras?
Do you, Tom?
Do you make any bros?
All right, I would model that. I totally would. Tom, I'm your guy. Holy crap.
All right. Roxanne confessed to me. Roxanne confessed that she has already fallen off the wagon in dry January. Now, today is the 13th, right?
Yeah.
Today is Thursday, January 13th. What day did you actually, you're just admitting it now, or you admitted it in an email to me last night,
Yes.
but when did you actually fall off the wagon and bust your vow for a dry January?
I made it until January 10th, and I started on January 3rd.
That's right. She didn't even start on New Year's Day. She started on the 3rd.
Oh, that's right.
So she had the party weekend.
You ate 3 days into January before you started dry January.
That's 10% of the month.
So I was doing so well. And then on Monday, it was Monday. And we we're sitting outside eating dinner, and I was just like, you know what would really go well with these screaming kids and sushi?
Scotch.
A whole bottle of Pinot Noir. A whole bottle of Chardonnay.
Doug, do you still have that moonshine, Doug? I need the moonshine to put up with these kids.
A whole cardboard case of White Claw.
Yeah, he's into that.
That's Doug. Doug drinks. He drinks White Claw.
White Claw like water. It's just so strange.
Oh my God.
Doug actually calls it water claw.
He does.
Oh my.
He does. But I had this big glass of wine. They gave me a big pour at this restaurant on Monday, and
Why did you all? If you're participating in dry, folks. By the way, for those that don't know, I think most do. Dry January is a pledge that during the month of January you cut alcohol out of your diet, that you just go dry for the month of January.
Well, especially after the drunken debauchery of the holidays.
Yeah, I mean, you're coming off of New Year's Eve and the holidays, and people decide, hey, we're going to start the new year alcohol-free for the month. So Roxanne jumps on the bandwagon, albeit 3 days late. Her dry January began on January 3rd.
just got to the party. Ready?
And it ended a week later on January 10th. So why did you allow... You were at a restaurant?
Yes.
Were you-
Outside, I have the video to prove it.
You were outdoors?
Yes.
And who ordered the wine?
Me.
So
I did.
no, you ordered.
She ordered the wine. She's like, you know what sounds good with these crazy kids?
You made the.
I seriously said that.
You made
yeah.
the conscious decision that dry January. You had your kids with you.
Yes, both our children are there,
What-
and it's an outdoor area. They've got a fountain, they've
What-
got a fire pit.
What restaurant was this?
This is Sushi Alive by my house, and so they're running to the fire pit, they're running to the fountain. And I'm like chasing them. Sit back down, and then I just couldn't do it anymore.
Wait a minute, you have the kids that are running all over the place, and people are saying, "My God, those parents can they control their kids? This is just unfair. The kids are screaming, they're running all over the place. What if your kid tripped and went right into the
know.
fire fountain?"
I know.
No, two separate things. There's a water fountain
Yeah.
and a fire pit, not a fire fountain.
Whatever.
A fire fountain would be scary as hell. That would never pass
Like
code.
a volcano.
That's a couple of code violations right there. Is that a fountain of fire?
Why don't you send your kids to the rim of the Kilauea volcano in Hawaii?
How ironic is that? It's a sushi place with a fountain of fire. The stuff isn't even cooked.
All right, so you decide the kids are driving me nuts. I'm going to get sloshed.
Yes, I did, and I just said, Doug, I can't do it. Go get Daviana out of the fountain and give me a glass of wine.
Your kids
Thank
were
you.
climbing in the fountain?
It was their bath for the night.
You know, I'm really opposed. I really look down on those parents that have the kids on those leashes, but it sounds like you need to.
Daviana got a leash for Christmas.
Oh, really?
Yes, because we are going to take a trip to an amusement park at
Wait,
some point.
from-
She's never been.
Did it come from PetSmart?
It came from Chewy. It's so easy. They deliver right to your house.
Does Chewy sell kid leashes? Do they?
They sell dog leashes, but with a little engineering, you can make it a kid leash.
And for small kids, you just get a large dog. If you want the harness version, you know the harness leashes? I
Yeah.
use those for our dogs.
The trick is to put like a backpack on the kid, and you latch the leash to the backpack.
That's the kind that she has. It
Yeah.
looks like a little butterfly backpack.
And then for snacks, do you give your kids greenies? You know the little greenies?
Yeah, it helps.
M&Ms, green M&Ms.
No. Greenies are for
No,
dogs.
it's the dog treat,
They-
the greenies, not green M&Ms.
It strengthens teeth and gums.
Exactly.
And bad breath.
And dogs love them.
Yeah. And kids.
Well, let me tell you, I posted my story with my wine glass, and I can't tell you how many people hit me back. I already fell off too. I already stopped drinking. Or, oh my gosh, I'm so sick of these alcohol-free seltzer things I've been drinking. So I am not the only bad January dry person that can't stick to it.
Man, you fell off quickly. You start late, you fall off early. I mean, how does it get worse? And let me just hit you with 8 surprising things that can happen within days of quitting drinking alcohol in dry January. These are 8 things that can happen, which I guess you're not going to be able to experience because you lasted like 7 minutes.
Yeah. None of these things will happen to Roxanne.
Can I ask you,
Yeah.
where do you stand with heroin-free January?
I was really good on that one. I'm still going strong.
Are you still?
Yeah.
Listen, she's very optimistic for marijuana-free May. She's very optimistic.
Or meth-free May?
Listen, fentanyl-free February.
Fentanyl February.
My goal this year, is to only do fentanyl in months with R's.
Which is February, March.
It's most of them except
All right. Listen to this. Eight surprising things that can happen within days of quitting alcohol for dry January. Many people do dry January, improved skin and sleep and mood, and will reduce the bloat. Fester, you got to look into that.
Have you noticed Roxanne wasn't seeming so bloated these last couple days?
Well, I feel so bloated. All right. So I guess some people say early on that maybe sleep was interrupted a bit, but then soon after, then your sleep actually gets better. Then people say that you might have a little trouble at first if you quit your alcohol cold turkey, but then the sleep gets really, really good.
I never got to that stage.
Then people say...
You haven't got to any of these stages, Rox. It was 7 days. You got to go the whole month to reap these benefits.
Then people say that they got super hungry. Some people say that they crave sweets. So you might drop alcohol, but you gain 25
because
pounds.
alcohol has sugar in it.
You also may get super moody. If you drop your alcohol content,
Hard to tell the difference.
you might get super moody.
That's a good point.
You may seemingly effortlessly make other positive changes in your life.
She started smoking last Thursday, so I don't think that's the case.
And then finally here, you may actually start to rewire your brain to crave healthier dopamine hits.
What would those be? What is a healthy dopamine
Well,
hit?
I'll tell you right now. It gives the brain a chance to recalibrate the reward system toward natural dopamine boosters like exercise and music.
Okay.
Okay.
Not like eating Twinkies or whatever, just other things that can release those chemical endorphins or whatever the hell they call them in your brain.
Dopamine,
Yeah.
serotonin. So if I just stuck to it and picked up more exercise and more great music, then I would be on my way.
Before I move on, I've got one other alcohol-related question. Coop, I want to bring you in on this. Coop is our producer. Coop is, 24 years old. And I saw this, and I want to know if you're noticing this because you're 24. I saw a story that said that young people are switching to non-alcoholic lifestyles in droves.
Not who I hang out with.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking. So I guess you fully disagree with this?
Yeah. If anything, the complete opposite. I feel like people are drinking now more than ever.
There's a growing belief among younger individuals they're switching to a non-alcoholic lifestyle. So who the hell are these people?
Nerds.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. That concludes this. That concludes this segment. I was just curious. Oh, and I keep saying one more. This is somewhat alcohol related. I had this item earlier in the week. I just didn't get around to it, but I think it's worthy of a quick mention here. And it's those stupid morons that lit that Christmas tree on fire next to the southernmost point big marker buoy down at Key West. And they burnt the paint off, and they repaired it fairly quickly.
Like that day they had it repainted.
Yeah.
I mean, they move really quickly because that's a real tourist attraction. And I don't know how many millions of pictures have been taken right there with people standing next to that buoy. But the stories emerged that the two morons at 3 a.m. that were captured on a webcam dragging a Christmas tree and propping it up next to the buoy and lighting it on fire and then damaging it down in Key West. It turns out that a bartender recognized the vandals and was instrumental in helping to discover who they were. Yeah, we're talking about these two idiots down in Key West. And what happened was they had found an old Christmas tree that somebody had just discarded and left on the street. Listen, you go through neighborhoods typically beginning like the first week of January, and all the Christmas trees are left at the curb. And most cities do the Christmas tree pickups. I think I walked the dogs last night. I think I still see some Christmas trees that people are, taking out to the curb. So these morons found a Christmas tree on the side of the road. They drag it to the Key West buoy and said, hey, let's just light it on fire. And that's what they did, and they damaged it. But it turns out they were caught partly because a bartender who had served them that night saw the footage, recognized the morons. Why? They stiffed the bartender on a tip. The bartender remembered them, saw the surveillance video, and said, hey, those are the guys that were at the bar, and they didn't tip me. Now, the question is, if they had left a tip, would the bartender have had any kind of mental imprint or impression, or it was just the fact that they didn't tip that the guy remembered these jackwagons?
As a former server, you take a mental image of everybody who stiffs you. If they were to come back in the restaurant, you remember who those people are.
You remember the stiffers.
You remember the stiffers.
You've got a most wanted stiffer list.
Yeah, it is. It's in your head. It's a list of people that are on your hit list.
It's the stiff list.
The stiff list, yeah.
So, and how out of 100 customers, how many would stiff you? What was the average? And of course, folks, Coop is a veteran of such fine establishments as the Olive Garden.
Yes. And Carrabba's.
Carrabba's.
Yep.
Anything else?
Nope, no restaurants, just those two.
Okay. And out of 100 tables, how many would stiff you?
Well, it's different everywhere you work because you get different clientele. But as far as Olive Garden went, out of 100, I would say
All right, so you never worked at the French Laundry out in Napa?
no,
Oh,
never,
You didn't
never
work
that
at
one.
Per Se in New York.
Nope,
Okay.
not that one.
How about 11 Madison?
Nope. I applied, but they didn't hire me.
Yeah, how about Cracker Barrel? How about a good restaurant?
Nope.
Okay.
Never Crackle
All right,
Barrel.
so out of 100 customers, give me the rundown.
A stiff meaning flat 0, no tip.
Yeah.
Out of 100,
Yeah.
I would say it was really low. I mean, I, exemplified great service. So probably 5.
Five out of 100. 5% seems high.
That is high. So 5 would leave you nothing, or
That's max. I mean, like I wouldn't say anything more than 5.
or 5 would, or a combination of leave you nothing to a really crappy tip.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
All right.
But hear what you say, Coop. You said, but I'm a great server, so that wouldn't happen that often. But it's not about you. When someone doesn't leave you a good tip, often it's about them being a crappy person.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. How many people, Coop, just left you a very, very, very disappointing tip? Like 7%.
Oh, a lot.
Okay, that's what it was. Okay, so if
That's more like 30 out of 100.
all right, so very few people totally stiffed them, MJ, but a lot of people have really ridiculously low tips. And these people, MJ, these two guys went to this bar, not only left no tip, but paid with a credit card.
Right. So
that there's his name.
yeah, cops then check. So the bartender recognized the guys. The bartender contacts the cops. Cops checked the bar's security videos, confirmed it was the same guys, this 21-year-old Skylar Jacobson and 22-year-old David Perkins. The bar's general manager found their names by looking through receipts. And and then also said that there's lots of footage of these guys hitting on girls in the bar and getting rejected. So not only are they like up on arson charges, they were busted, they stiffed the bartender. Also, there's video of them trying to hit on women in the bar and getting rejected all night long.
Oh man. Poor bastards.
Unbelievable. All right, moving along. I've done some supermarket shopping, and I do most of the shopping in the house. Michelle does not do most of the shopping. I think we've talked about this in the past. Michelle has pretty much relegated the bulk of the shopping to me. And I like it. I don't mind I like food shopping.
It's in your DNA to go out and hunt and gather.
Okay. All right. So I have noticed, again, the shelf shortage, meaning I'm seeing bare shelves. I was looking for lettuce, and I couldn't find like the 3-pack of lettuce that I liked. Finally, I found some at a Winn-Dixie, but I've noticed that some of the produce stuff, like lettuce and some of the bagged items, like the slaws and like arugula and some of the spinach, bagged spinach, it's empty.
Yeah, I'm a big consumer of arugula also. Arugula? Who the hell buys arugula? You're like the only guy that buys it. How can they be out?
Because I will take
Arugula.
because I will take a phenomenal like a good 2 or 3 ounce burrata ball, maybe a 4 ounce ball of burrata.
I'm sorry I asked.
And I put it on a nice bed of arugula, and I use a nice drizzle of a balsamic glaze, and then cut up some small cherry tomatoes for a nice arugula and mozzarella little salad.
I'm not going to lie. You got me going right now.
You're probably the only guy who buys fennel also. Where the hell's all the fennel around here?
You need the fennel for that.
I want to go to phones on this because as I went through the supermarket, I noticed that, man, a lot of the shelves were bare. I know that I read recently, and I don't think we mentioned this on the show, but like pet foods and specifically like cat food. I saw an item that people are resorting to having to make their own homemade cat food right now because their favorite canned cat food is in short supply. Now, I was at the Winn-Dixie recently, right up the street here, a couple of days ago. So Winn-Dixie right here on 4th Street, because I head up 4th to get to the Howard Franklin to go home to South Tampa after the show. And sometimes I'll stop at that Winn-Dixie or sometimes I'll stop at the Publix on Kennedy across from West Shore. Just depends what mood I'm in.
Thank you for giving all the stalkers your post-show activities. I mean, really, wow, that's very detailed.
But, I read the story about cat foods in short supply. Now, I don't typically spend much time on the cat food and dog food aisle because we buy our food from a company out of the Midwest and have it shipped in. But I saw the story that cat food was in short supply and people were making their own. And I went to the cat food shelf at Winn-Dixie, and there was a whole section of shelves that were bare, like nothing. Product was supposed to be there. I think I even took a picture. Maybe let me see if it's still on my camera roll. And part of the shelf was bare. And then the shelf that did have, like, I don't know, like Friskies or Fancy Feast or whatever.
As long as they had Fancy Feast.
But wait a minute. But the point is that there were only like a row or two of cans pushed all the way to the front, when in fact those shelves would have been stocked from front all the way to back. So I want to go to phones on this. You, the MJ Morning Show listener, when you've gone shopping recently, now we've talked about this numerous times over the last year, and the shortages, the supply chain problems, but it seems with Omicron, produce and meats, and there are certain items that are in short supply again. So let's go to the phones here quickly. I'd like to know, what else are you having trouble with, or what have your observations been? What have you gone to the store to buy and it's not there? And then maybe you go to another store and it's not there. All right, let's go to phones. What supply issues are you seeing in the supermarket right now? What are you having problems with? 800-990-1047. Fire up the phones. I'll just take a few calls here. 800-990-1047. Tell me what shopping problems you're having and what you're having a hard time buying.
See, the difference is now I see these bare shelves, and I've seen them before, but there's always a reason. The reason was like a hurricane's coming, or a year and a half ago when the pandemic was beginning and people were getting a little hoardy.
Toilet paper.
But now I feel that's not the case. People, I don't think people are hoarding right now. So that's the difference in all of this. That's why it feels different.
The story is that so many people, workers, are out with the Omicron that it's affecting manufacturing. Maybe it's affecting the harvesting of vegetables, for instance, out in Napa. Then the trucking issues, and stores. I had a woman call my afternoon show and said that she was in, it might have been like Family Dollar or Dollar General, and she said that there were boxes that were piled up in the aisles, and that the employee said that we don't have enough workers to stock the shelves right now because so many were out with Omicron.
I popped into some drugstores, and it's like you look at the shelves, and just in general, you're like, where is everything?
All right, let's go to phones. Look at every line has just blasted to life here. Let me grab Cindy in Oldsmar. Cindy, you're on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. What are you seeing?
Hello, cream cheese.
Yeah, that is
and Gatorade.
Yep, you know what? Those
She's
two.
right.
You're 100% right, because and I've talked about this on the air. Our favorite cream cheese in our house is Temp Tea. Now, Publix, Winn-Dixie doesn't care.
Publix has had it out
Say
forever.
it again.
Publix has been out of cream cheese like for months.
I know, and I even saw a sign. There's a sign at Publix that says when they have it, like, please limit yourself to 2 cream cheeses.
Okay, so that sign works against them.
But what the hell? Why is cream cheese in short supply? I think maybe around Thanksgiving and Christmas that the cream cheese supply might have been shortened because people were baking items or needed.
That's every year.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
So
But then you add the pandemic to it, you know?
Home cooking.
Yeah, it's been for months and months.
So, Cindy, my Publix had a sign that said limit 2.
Yep.
And I'm walking by and I'm thinking, oh my God, I better get 2 then. So I have 2 cream cheeses in my refrigerator right now that I won't use for 6 months.
Well, they're going to get moldy.
I know they're going to expire but I bought them because, like, holy crap, I only get 2.
All right, Cindy, good luck with the cream cheese. But again, when you can find it, the best cream cheese is Temp Tea. Winn-Dixie doesn't have it. They should get it. Publix has Temp Tea when they have it, and it's in a white and pink tub. It's T-E-M-P-T-E-E, Temp Tea. It's the best cream cheese.
No,
100%.
Harrisburg cream cheese,
No,
the
it's
other
not.
Pennsylvania city.
Temp Tea. All right, so, instead of Philadelphia?
Should try to make a joke.
So,
Just a joke.
Wes is in South Tampa. Wes, MJ Morning Show, what are you having trouble finding?
Paper products.
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. I had your button down. Go ahead and say it again.
I'd say it's like mostly paper products. I own a little restaurant in South Tampa, so I mean styrofoam containers, plastic containers, straws, cups, all that.
What restaurant do you work at in South Tampa?
I own a little sandwich shop. It's called Barrows. It's on Henderson, right here in South Tampa.
Oh, I'll stop in. Wait a minute. So you're at Henderson and
it's at Henderson and Likes across from the Bonefish Grill.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And the name? What's the name of it?
Barrows, Barrows. It's a little sandwich shop. We've been here for 40 years.
Like a specialty shop. I've been there before.
You know what?
Yeah.
I will stop in and say hi, and I'll buy a sandwich.
That's a really great place.
Yeah.
It's been there forever. It's been there
absolutely.
forever.
Yeah, we're a little old school place. We do boar set sandwiches here. Just a little mom and pop shop.
Oh, awesome.
As long as I remember, that place has been there.
Yeah, and then I've heard the same thing. So, like a lot of the takeaway containers, people are having trouble getting, like in restaurants, right?
Exactly. You go out to Restaurant Depot. The shelves are depleted. I went to Extreme Juice yesterday. They used to have their custom cups that had their logo on it. They're not even using those now. They just have, just your plain Jane white styrofoam. So.
Yep.
Know.
I've been a customer of Extreme Juice for a long time, and they had that like light green styrofoam cup with
Correct. Yeah, those are no longer just because they're more expensive and they're hard to find.
Well, probably their supplier can't get them the custom cups in time, so they have to go to a generic. Hey, thanks, Wes. I appreciate it. I'll stop in and grab a sandwich soon. How the heck have I been in South Tampa since 1994?
It's a really small place, Barrows.
I haven't been there. All right, well, I'll stop in. Logan is in Wesley Chapel. Hello, Logan. You're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi, welcome.
Hey, how's it going, MJ?
Doing well, Logan. What can't you find?
So me and my wife, we both like to eat the prepackaged Caesar salad packs. And over in the salad section.
Yeah, I noticed the same thing. So when I mentioned this, when I started doing this segment, I mentioned that I was in the supermarket, and the whole wall where they have all of those prepackaged bags like lettuce and salad kits, it was empty. I thought it was almost like the cooler was broken and they had to take all the product out. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, completely empty. For a solid 2 weeks, couldn't find anything on that entire shelf.
All right, now, has it come back?
Yeah, actually just yesterday I went there and I was able to get my salad.
Oh, wow.
It did come back, at least.
Yeah, the thing with that, though, Logan, is you can't stock up on it because it turns.
It does.
You keep it for like 3-4 days.
And also, can I admit something?
What?
I'm a digger.
Oh, yeah, you always go for the back.
I'm a digger.
There's a rotation system on those, and if you look at the expiration dates.
Yep, I'm a digger.
Oh, yeah.
So whatever the produce is, if it's bagged or I always, even for like juices and containers, I go to the way back to find the latest expiration date. And, and if they're doing their job correctly, they've rotated the stock. So the stuff that expires first is up front and the older expiration stuff's in the back, but I'm a digger. I go to the back.
Oh, we're the same way.
Yeah.
We get a bag salad at Sam's Club, and the bottom case is always 3 days newer than the top stuff.
Oh, look at this. My son Julian is calling in on the regular request lines here. Julian, my son, calling from school in Connecticut. Hey, Julian.
Hey, good morning.
Yes, this is my son. This is
really awkward, by the way, Julian.
I can confirm. Hi, Julian, my son. You're on the air.
Hello. Okay, so the one thing that I cannot find are Tyson Dino Nuggets. Or actually, in general, any chicken.
So wait a minute. You said Dino Nuggets?
Those are the
or
best.
Like any Tyson or Purdue, frozen.
Oh, that's right, because you guys have that air fryer in your dorm room at boarding school, and you guys will walk to the local supermarket, and even they'll do Target runs for you, and that you can't get
Target is picked over constantly. There's nothing there.
Nothing. Oh wow! All right, so Dino Nuggets, you can't find them anywhere.
Or in general, any frozen chicken.
I mean, maybe it's time to step up to a man meal or something, Julian. Maybe you should stop eating like a 6-year-old. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
No, keep doing what you're doing.
Who am I to judge,
Hey, why don't you pick on someone your own size?
Dino Nuggets.
All right, Julian, I love you, buddy. I'll see you later.
Yeah.
I love it too. Bye.
See you, Dino Nugget.
My son Julian calling in. So, Rox.
The text line is just blowing up. I just want to throw some of these out there. Doritos, all kinds of sodas, and then flu medications. People are saying they can't find those anywhere. And one person just texted a photo of a grocery store with nothing on the shelves.
Really?
It's at what point are people going to start fighting in the grocery store for stuff? We don't want to see that.
Hopefully, the Omicron is spiking in a lot of places and even declining. So hopefully the workforce that is causing some of the shortages will start going back, and we'll start seeing, hey, the COVID test kits. I mean, if you want to, how about There are like no home COVID test kits anywhere.
I understand that one being off the
You know what?
shelves.
We ought to do an MJ morning show like public service segment. Alert, alert. There are COVID test kits at blank.
No, don't do that. Yeah, they'll be gone in like 3 seconds.
All right, maybe it'll be a stampede. We'll be in trouble. Let me grab Susie. A few more, and I got to move on here. But look at the phones. Susie is in Holiday. Hello, Susie. You're on the MJ Morning Show. Welcome.
Hi, good morning. How are you guys?
We are well, Susie. What are you having trouble finding?
Mild Italian sausage.
Mild Italian sausage.
Wow.
You can find spicy.
Yes.
Yeah, plenty of
I
spicy.
didn't buy the spicy kind. I've used the mild in a lot of different recipes, and I can't get it. I use Instacart. I've tried 5 times, and they never bring it. They say they have totally none of them in the store.
Amazing. Susie, thank you for checking in. Cindy's in Spring Hill. Cindy, shortage lines, you're on. Welcome to the MJ Morning Show. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
I have not been able to find tomatillos or any green enchilada sauce, even in a can, and Gatorade.
Wow.
The Gatorade and the Capri Sun shelves are completely empty.
Yeah. Nothing washes down green enchiladas like Gatorade.
Sounds like you guys have a healthy diet over at your place.
Mom, these enchiladas are great.
What about
I need a Capri Sun.
What about your family's fixation on Junior Mints? Any trouble with those?
Nope.
Plenty of Junior Mints.
All right, Cindy, thank you so much for checking in.
Thank you.
All right, let me 2 more. I keep saying just one more, but,
Okay, 2 more.
But the phones are loaded here. Let me grab Mina in Tampa. Mina, you're on the MJ Morning Show Q105. Hi, Mina.
Hi. Chicken is nowhere to be found. Everyone's starting their New Year's resolutions. No grilled chicken to be made. Lucky we have PDQ, shameless plug.
Yep.
But chicken is nowhere. No.
Yeah. Listen, prices of chicken have gone through the roof as well. And, you know, we had Nick Reeder on before the holidays, and we were talking about some of the supply chain issues. And, like, you know, PDQ, they had to go back to the regular fry for a bit because their waffle fry, the waffle fry supplier couldn't meet demand. They didn't have the production capability. And, you know, of course, the waffle fries are coming back. And the regular fry is still a really, really good fry. But listen, all kinds of challenges. So
we are having lots of issues, but
go get your chicken fix at PDQ. They've got chicken.
That's
okay.
right.
Listen, Mina, if you find Dino Nuggets, I need you to buy a couple of bags. We'll pay you.
I'll send Julian a text.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, last call. I promise. I got to move on here. Lee is in Zephyr Hills. They're out of water. No, I'm kidding. Hang on a sec.
Springs run dry.
Yeah, it's all dry. All pandemic related. Lee's in Zephyr Hills. Hi, Lee. You're on the MJ Morning Show, Q105.
Hey, good morning. How's everybody doing?
Doing well, Lee. Go ahead.
So, no, I was calling. I actually work as a supply chain manager here in Florida for one of the convenience stores out here. And
which one do you work for?
So I work for Wawa.
Uh-oh.
It's my favorite place.
Yeah, it is.
Lee, you know that's my favorite place.
Please tell me it's not a supply chain issue with Splenda.
Uh-oh. Do you know about Fester's Wawa situation?
I don't.
I've
never been more intrigued.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to tell you about Fester's. I got to give you guys a red alert on Fester. You're going to have security cameras trained on Fester. All right. First, tell me your Wawa supply chain issue.
So we're seeing it in every capacity, right? And if you go into the grocery stores, I know a lot of people have called and called in about chicken. We're seeing the same thing in every way that we can get chicken, whether it's shredded, breasts, tenders, all that kind of stuff. We're seeing the same things. If you go in and look at like some of our external partners, like, you know, the Cokes and Pepsis and Gatorades out there, same thing that you're seeing in the grocery stores, we're seeing every single day and even then some. You know, it's a challenge. And then when we do find stuff and we work with other companies to procure the items that we need, it's at such an exceptional price these days that it's almost, you know, you look at certain things and say, well, we sold these in the past or we had these in the past. Is the price worth it these days? And then when you do find it, it's just so hard to get what you need. I mean, we had certain companies that we were working with where if we needed the product from them, let's say we needed 30,000 of something from them, they would call us back and say, hey, we can only give you 5,000
wow.
for for all of it.
Now, Wawa, and I think Wawa is a great store. You know, I've been aware of Wawa from like Delaware and Philly area since like the late 80s, early 90s. That's when I was first exposed to Wawa. And it was, great to have Wawa come to Florida. I think it's a fantastic operation. And your expansion is huge. Aren't you guys planning like hundreds of stores in Florida over the next like years?
Yeah, we have a very aggressive growth plan throughout all of Florida. We have just over 240 stores in the state of Florida, and we're going to be expanding pretty aggressively for the next few years.
Hey, Lee, next time you have a big like management meeting, tell some bigwig that they need to advertise on the MJ Morning Show on Q105.
Well, not after you tell them my story.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, seriously.
So you want to hear Fester's Wawa story?
I don't know. Now I'm a little nervous.
No, there's nothing to be nervous about. Fester should be nervous.
I'm nervous. I love Wawa.
So Fester thinks that he can go into Wawa, buy a small coffee.
I buy the large coffee for $1.99.
So Fester goes into Wawa, buys a coffee, and Fester thinks that entitles him to grab the entire bin of what, stevia? What sweetener?
The green packet is my favorite, and then Splenda is my second favorite.
Fester thinks that he buys one cup of coffee, and he's entitled to take every packet you have in the store.
Ah, he's one of those.
You know his kind, don't you?
Ah.
Yeah, I'm one of those.
I see.
I have
All right, well,
I have like
if you,
800 packets in the office right now.
Well, if you let me know what store you go to, I can definitely make sure they have plenty of it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you'll make sure that security is waiting for him.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna give him the heads up about that. I'll just tell him it's stevia.
No. Listen, I'm gonna keep my plans clandestine for a while.
Yeah. For Fester, it's not Stevie, it's Stelia is what it is. Hey, Lee, thanks for checking in. I appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
You too. Thanks for listening to the MJ Morning Show. Look at that, Wawa management.
Short supply in workers as well, like cashiers, and so you see more of the self-checkout stuff.
I'll tell you what, when we go to phones these days, whatever we need, we're just getting slammed.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just a fantastic reflection of the growth of the MJ Morning Show, the fact that people are really starting to realize that we're back. The MJ Morning Show, as you remembered, we are back every morning here on Q105. All right, on to a couple of Bob Saget items here. More details are just dribbling out. And again, a lot of this is stuff that we've assumed. It was just, kind of common sense. There was a report that came out yesterday on the heels of the report that it was believed that he had either a heart attack or a stroke in his sleep. And that's something that we assumed right away. I mean, the minute we got back on the air, when this story broke on Sunday and we were back on the air first thing Monday morning earlier this week, that was the first thing that we had guessed, heart attack, stroke, aneurysm, something sudden. Then, 2 days ago, story came out that it was believed that it might have been a heart attack and that he was found lying on the bed with his left arm over his chest. His right arm was hanging off on the bed. And then yesterday, another report comes out that it is believed that Saget died in his sleep with zero suffering. So I hope that's I hope that's the case. And listen, if when it's time for us to go, and listen, we all have an expiration date. If it can happen peacefully in your sleep and hopefully at a ripe old age and not, 65 is pretty damn young these days. But the report is that he died in his sleep without suffering. And then apparently, I've had this for a couple of days. I just didn't get around to it. And it's not like this is an expired story. But Pete Davidson, who is getting obviously a lot of attention these days in his flingage with Kim Kardashian, but Pete Davidson says that Bob Saget helped him through some really rough mental health stuff. Did you know that?
Well, I knew that Pete Davidson had rough mental health things that he dealt with. Obviously, losing his father when he was a kid.
Yeah.
And then, but I didn't know about their relationship.
Pete Davidson has added his name to the growing list of celebrities attesting to the kindness of late Bob Saget. Following Saget's shocking death on January 9th, Pete Davidson from Saturday Night Live opened up about his relationship with Bob Saget. And Pete Davidson said that Saget was, quote, one of the nicest men on the planet. when I was younger and several times throughout our friendship, he helped me get through some rough mental health stuff. And, of course, it's not a secret. I mean, this is common knowledge that Pete Davidson has had some pretty serious mental health issues and, depression and I think, suicidal thoughts. And
he also has physical issues as well that he deals with because he has Crohn's disease. So he's got a lot going on.
Yeah, so Pete Davidson was just singing the accolades of Bob Saget.
Thanks, Pete.
He said, "I love you, Bob. It was an honor to know you. Thank you for your kindness and friendship. My condolences to your family." And, you know what I saw? I saw a quote, and I've got it here. I saved it on my phone. And I just feel so bad for, Saget's new wife. I say new, but I think they were married for, 4 years?
4 years, yeah.
And then, of course, Saget has a grown adult children. Just to think of, your loved one just, dying alone in a hotel room 2,600 miles away. That's something that'll just kind of grip you. I'm sorry to be a little downer here, but that just kind of sucks. Hang on a minute. I have a quote here.
It's very, when someone dies suddenly, that's very hard because you don't get a chance to say goodbye.
This is a statement from Bob Saget's widow, Kelly Rizzo. And she put this statement out. She says, "My whole heart. Bob was my absolute everything. I am so completely shattered and in disbelief. I am so deeply touched by the outpouring of love and tribute from our friends, family, and his peers. When the time is right and when this news is not as raw, I look forward to sharing more of Bob with the world, sharing how much he meant to me, all of those around him, and how much all of his fans and friends meant to him as well. Thank you for respecting my privacy at this time." Listen, the outpouring for Bob Saget has been pretty. Listen, maybe Betty White as well, but listen,
it's different. It's different. She was 100.
Betty White was 99.99999. Bob Saget was 65, and certainly should have had another at least 20 years left on his life. And the guy had a whole lot of juice left in the tank with him doing his stand-up work. And
he was so excited about it.
He even said on Twitter and Instagram, he was gushing on how well that show went in Jacksonville, or technically Ponte Vedra, how well that show had gone Saturday night. He finishes the show late on Saturday night, gets in a car, drives back to Orlando, checks into his room. The key card was scanned at 2:17 a.m. Sunday morning. He put out a couple of social media posts at 3:30 a.m., and then he's found deceased in the bed at a little after 4 o'clock on Sunday. I mean, this guy, he went to bed, high on life. The guy was on top of the world. He said, I did a 2-hour set. I had no idea that I was up there for 2 hours. He was insinuating that it flew by. He loved every minute of it. He posts this great gushing Instagram and Twitter post on how great he felt, and then he dies in his sleep.
It's what's sad to think about is Bob is okay. It's his family that are suffering.
Oh, Bob's dead.
That's what I mean.
Okay,
he's okay. He's okay. He's he didn't suffer. That's what they just told us. He was high on life and his accomplishments.
So a Bob Saget story I saw that's making the rounds again, MJ, which I have a new respect for this guy because I guess I didn't know this, although it makes perfect sense. Did you know that on the set of Full House, he was the chief diaper changer of the Olsen twins?
That's so sweet.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
really?
Apparently,
my gosh.
they had somebody on the set that was supposed to be in charge of poopy diapers.
But Bob Saget essentially became the poopy diaper patrol guy?
He spent the most time holding the baby during the filming, and he changed Mary-Kate and Ashley's diapers hundreds of times over the...
There are dads who don't change their own kids' diapers.
I didn't do it. I don't think I ever did. Hey, hang on a sec. Let me double check.
I'm chief diaper changer at my house.
Yeah, Doug does a lot of it.
Hey, let me call Michelle quickly. I got I don't know how. Between Chloe and Julian, I don't know. Maybe once? I don't know.
You don't know how, do you?
Hello.
Hey, are you awake or are you sleeping?
Not yet.
So you don't know what we're talking about?
No.
Between Chloe and Julian, how many diapers did I change?
Oh, maybe one.
What did I say?
Top answer.
Number one answer on the board.
Number one about number two. None.
You know what? I said that. I said, because Fester just brought up that another story that's coming around is that on the Full House set years ago, that Bob Saget was actually the chief diaper changer for Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen. And then it morphed into, you know what, I got to be honest, I don't, Roxanne said something, and I said, I think I might have changed one diaper between Chloe and Julie in their entire lives. And I said,
don't think you ever changed a diaper for Julian.
Maybe one for Chloe, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Way to get in there and get your hands dirty, Dad.
Oh, by the way, Julian called in. A couple of items ago, we were talking about the supply issues and how the supermarket shelves are bare in certain places. And I had a story about shoppers are astounded about the thinning supplies at grocery stores right now. And Julian actually called in on the Q105 call-in lines, and he complained that he can't find the Dino Bites anywhere.
I know. He can't find his Dino Bites to put in his air fryer.
It's called Dino Nuggets, I think. Dino Bites is like a dog food.
No, Dino Bite.
Oh.
Yeah, not Dino Vite.
That terrible radio commercial.
All right. All right, Michelle. See you in a bit.
Okay, hurry home.
Why?
I have to go somewhere.
Oh, it wasn't like a come hither, come home?
Where do you have to go?
I got places to go, people to see, things to do.
Well, hold on. Well, share with everyone. What do you have planned for today?
No, just hurry home, okay?
No, come on.
Bye.
Where do you have
See
to
you later.
go? What appointment do you have? Hello? Hello?
See you,
Bye-bye.
Hello? She doesn't want to share what appointment she has today.
I mean, do you always need to share your appointments?
Well,
No?
I don't know what it is. I'm intrigued if Michelle says, hey, hurry home. She never really says hurry home unless, because listen, we only have one car. Things are tight.
I mean, what do you want? Hurry home. My annual's at 11:30. I mean, what do you want him to say?
No, listen, we only have one car right now because we haven't needed really a second car. I mean, we've had always two cars, and a lot of times we had three cars because I always had like a fun car.
If you spring for a second car, she wouldn't be saying, hurry home.
But the deal is, what happened when we came back from New York, we only had one car in the city. And then when we got back, it's the pandemic. And I'm doing the morning show, and I need the car from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m., and she's barely out of bed. So essentially, we haven't needed to. It's not like, years ago, she would need a car because she had to take the kids to school every morning. But that's not the case. We just woke her up, but it's 8:42. She's just drooling on the pillow still. So,
she needs you today.
So listen, Michelle and I are sharing the X5, the BMW. I mean, because we have a split schedule because I work the morning show, let's say 5 a.m. I'm home a little after 10, and then I'm home all day because I'm prepping and then doing my afternoon show until 6 p.m. So I'm home when she needs the car, and and she's like, well, you're saving on a car payment, you're saving on the insurance and gas and.
You have really explained the hell out of your car situation. Yeah. I don't think anybody in the listening audience has any questions about your transportation issues after that thorough explanation.
Listen, my life's an open book. We talk about everything here on the MJ Morning Show. So
in great detail.
All right, next. Wow. Next item here.
Yes.
A woman wins $1 million jackpot twice at the Seminole Hard Rock? What?
The Indians are pissed at her.
Someone else's too.
I'm a lotto guy. Casino wins are
you
casino
don't
wins.
mind,
No,
you're okay?
No. Casino. No, I believe casino wins are different than
Karma
lotto
for
wins.
her? Okay.
Fester is jealous beyond belief with all of these like $1 million and $5 million Florida lottery scratcher winners.
Casino winners, I'm happy
Yeah,
for.
okay.
Yeah, lottery winners, I'm jealous of.
This is incredible. So a woman in Clearwater, within 18 days, she won 2 separate $1 million jackpots at the Seminole Hard Rock.
I wonder, was it the same machine?
What did she win on?
Yeah.
I read the headline that she won twice in a couple of weeks, but does it say what game she was playing?
Yeah, she was playing the Aristocrat Gaming Dragon Link Progressive Slot.
The Aristocrats. Oh, Bob Saget.
Is that a...
Bob Saget made the documentary about the Aristocrats joke.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, only the worst and best joke at the same time.
That's right. I forgot about that.
What's the name of your act? The Aristocrats.
The Aristocrat.
You have to look it up, people.
The Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino here in Tampa says that this woman from Clearwater, and she's only been identified as Gloria. Seriously,
Gloria.
she's that's all she's been identified.
Have you known?
She's been identified as Gloria.
All right.
She won $1,045,153 playing the game last Sunday, and that was 18 days after she had won $1,241,642 on the Dragon Link game the original time. So it's not even... It's over $1 million. The first one was almost $1.25 million.
Holy cow. Good for Gloria.
So, oh, man. Gloria! You're really taking us to the cleaners! Winning all our slot money at the Seminole Hard Rock. We're gonna ban you.
Are they going to ban her?
You're winning way too much.
She really is.
Here comes security. Gonna throw you into the parking lot.
All right. How many Glorias could there be in Clearwater? 20? I mean, how many Glorias are out there?
I think more than you think.
My God. Add this up.
How many Glorias under 60?
So her total take.
Maybe less than.
Her total take is like $2,286,000.
Wow.
$2,286,000 inside of 18 days, hitting the big progressive jackpot twice. What the hell are the odds of that?
Wow. And she went right to Council Oak right after that. Got the
Big steak dinner.
biggest steak they
Big
make.
tomahawk.
I haven't been there in a while, but that place is pretty good.
Yeah, it's really great.
Yep. I haven't been at Council Oak in a bunch of years, but I had a great experience there.
Yeah, Gloria now bought it. Yeah, I'll buy the steakhouse.
That's just unbelievable.
Good for her.
All right, Rox, do you have a skincare regimen?
I do.
I only have a couple of minutes here before we conclude our very long MJ segment. And, of course, we got much more coming up. We have an hour to go here. What is, like, the top thing in your skincare regimen?
Face wash is the first thing.
No.
What?
You're doing it all wrong. Don't wash your face.
Yeah, listen to this beauty expert right here.
What is wrong with you? No, don't wash your
There's like
face.
10 things I put on my face.
Listen to this. Skin expert has started a viral debate. She tells fans, do not wash your face.
Leave all the grease on, let zits pop up.
Yeah.
Is that what she's saying?
All right, Coop, we've got audio of this woman, right?
Yeah, we do.
All right, this woman, what is her? Nicole Caroline.
Let's see her skin.
She is an esthetician from Connecticut. She's got millions of views online.
Oh, she's got her own company, NicoleCaroline.com. Okay.
And she is saying that people are doing it wrong. This is a skin expert telling people do not wash your face in the morning. And here you are. You're defying you're washing your face in the morning.
Actually, I don't wash my face in the morning. I just wash it at night.
Oh, okay. I retract everything. All right. No, hold on.
What does that mean? What's the difference?
All right, listen. This is this woman. This is Nicole Caroline. Listen to her.
Over cleansing your skin. Cleansing too much strips your skin of its natural barrier. It disrupts your acid mantle and it disrupts your skin's natural microbiome, which is essential for having healthy, bouncy, glowy, dewy, normal skin.
Dewy? Like what? Like the morning dew should appear on your face? Like
little beads of dew.
Sparkly? Make
yeah.
it sparkly, like dewy?
Right.
Is that what that means?
And is Bambi going to come bounding through the valley and trample your face?
Then some hunters coming out?
So she's claiming don't wash. I always thought that you needed to wash your face to get the oils and dirt out so your pores don't get clogged and you don't look like a zitzo.
Face the facts, Zitzo.
Are you a zitzo? You need OxyClean. Remember those commercials always used to run like during American Top 40?
Yes.
Are you a zitzo? OxyClean.
Oh, my God.
What?
Nicole Caroline, her last name is Whitehead.
No, it's not.
Okay, it's not. It's okay. I made that up.
It's Blackhead. All right, so.
Her mother's maiden name was Ingrown Hair? Oh, wow. That's awful.
So you wash your face how?
I just wash my face at night because I do put sometimes makeups, always sunscreen. So then your face has stuff on it. So then I wash it at night, then put some different tonics and
You
little
put tonics on your face.
Hey, folks, do you realize we have not heard from Froggy at all?
I know.
Yeah, so much for him. I'm just going to pop in later.
All right, folks, let me give you the Froggy update because it appears that maybe the Omicron is maybe hitting Froggy now. We had some breaking news. Froggy's wife, she was infected. Hold on. Froggy was supposed to join us this morning just late because he had a migraine. Sounds like Froggy might be nailed by this thing. All right, hold on. We're back in a minute. And also, I wanted Froggy here because I've got a marijuana brownie story we got to get into. Yeah, we got a little marijuana brownie mishap. Did you hear? All right, folks, a marijuana brownie problem, a little mistake. It all coming up on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. All right, if you need... Fester. I've got Roxanne. I got Coop. No Froggy. Froggy has been at home on Omicron protocol because Froggy's home right now is Omicron rated number 1. So Froggy's kid, the younger one, got it. Then Kim has tested positive now, Froggy's wife. And then Froggy sends us a text last night or early this morning that he has a terrible, terrible headache and that he's going to be joining the show late. Well, it's now 9:01. This would be very late since we only have about, 50 minutes left in the show.
Pretty late.
Yeah, pretty late. All right, we'll get to the marijuana brownie mishap story in just a moment. But first, I think we need to do I need to send security up to Froggy's room for a wellness check. Let me try. Froggy, you there? Hello, check. Froggy, come in, Froggy.
He's not there.
No, he's not, because I have Froggy's home link up. You know, Froggy's been doing the show from home since Monday because his younger kid, Luke, had the COVID, had the Omicron. Let me try Froggy's cell. Was I right with what I said?
Yeah, you were right.
2-4, I got it? All right. Hang on a second.
I mean, it's in your phone. Of course you're going to be right.
No, I didn't look at it. I did not look at mine.
Okay.
I was trying to go from memory. And these days, a lot of people don't really remember phone numbers anymore. But some I just do remember. Nothing.
He's not going to.
Yeah, no.
He doesn't pick up when he's feeling well.
Yeah, you're right.
Please leave a message after the beep.
All right, so he's not picking up. He did text us that he does have a COVID test for 1:30 this afternoon.
Right. And he texted us that he has a migraine. And it's a very small sample size. But for those who I know personally who've been vaccinated and have gotten Omicron, their symptoms started with a migraine.
Yeah.
But he's prone to those.
Yeah, I mean, he has had migraines in the past. Let me try Kim. Froggy's wife. And it's just odd that we haven't heard from Froggy again or Kim via text. Because a lot of times Kim would say, Froggy is not going to join you. Froggy is fast asleep. He's not feeling well. I've heard nothing from anyone. All right, do me a favor, Fester, pick up Kim's line and see if she picks up.
All right.
I just put her on hold after dialing. I'm concerned because he said he would join us during the show and nothing. And hold on, I'll get to the marijuana brownie.
Hey, Kim, this is Fester.
All right, put her on hold. Tell him I'll talk to her.
You're your husband's favorite friend. Hold on a second, okay?
All right.
Hold on. All right. That's Kim on line 14.
Hey, Kim, it's MJ. We're live on the air. How's Froggy? Because last we heard from him, he said that he would join us late, and we haven't heard a peep out of him all morning long.
Yeah, I don't know. I woke up at like 5 because I went to bed at like 9, and I went down there at like 5:45 and said, "Hey, it's 5:45. You got to get up." And he said, "Well, I have a migraine." He's like, "I'm gonna go late to the show," and so I went down there again at 8, and he said his head still really hurt. So I'm thinking he has it at this point.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, no. How are you feeling, Kim?
All right, so, Kim, you tested positive for Omicron. How are you feeling?
So I feel like I have a cold. I mean, I don't feel horrible. I'm up. I'm working right now. But, I mean, I don't feel great, but I don't feel awful. If it was 3 years ago and I felt this way, I would normally get dressed and go into work. But I just don't feel good right this minute.
All right, and then Froggy is still out like a light, so you think he probably has the Omicron as well?
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't been as cautious as we have in the house. You know, I've been masking, Max has been masking, Luke's been in his room.
And you're telling us that Froggy's been reckless.
I mean, not reckless, but he just is. I mean, he hasn't been interacting with Luke. I mean, I've been the one who's been going in his room and giving him his meals and that kind of stuff, where he has not. But he hasn't been wearing a mask in our house. So
has he been licking the doorknobs and stuff like that? Has he been not washing his hands properly?
We we normally do, so it would be weird if he didn't.
Hey, Kim, where are you right now in the house?
I am upstairs in my in our guest bedroom, which is also my / office.
All right, can you walk downstairs and just make sure he's breathing live on the air real quick?
He is. I've already talked to him.
All right, can you walk down and hand him your phone?
Well, should I give him my COVID phone? I mean, I don't think I should.
That's a good point, MJ. She's all COVID.
Well, all right, put it on speaker then. So walk as we're talking. Let's do a walk and talk.
Well, I just walked down the stairs.
All right, down the stairs.
Hear a white noise machine.
Now, Kim, listen. You have COVID right now, right?
I have COVID. I have a mask on.
Okay, you think he has COVID? It's fine. It's like people with herpes. It's okay. You just give it to
But
him.
we don't know for sure.
All right. So are you with Froggy right now?
I'm at the door. Let me put the phone on speaker. You're going to hear a sound machine.
All right. So go in.
Hang on.
And just say, hey, just tell him it's the morning show live. Tell him we're like in the final hour here.
What?
It's MJ and the crew.
Wake up!
They're on speaker. I don't know if you should touch my phone.
No, get out.
Just put it on the counter.
Froggy?
Put it on the nightstand.
Froggy, are you okay?
I have a migraine.
Oh, no.
Is anything? What about your throat? Does anything else bother you?
Not at the moment.
All right, because you said you were going to join us, and you've just slept through almost the entire show today.
I can't get up. I'm extremely tired.
Yeah, I think he's got it.
So any other symptoms, nausea, or just the migraine?
Just a migraine.
Have you been experiencing any ED issues over the last 24 to 48 hours?
That's always a problem.
By the way, did you see the story where the guy said that the COVID caused his thing to shrink? Did you see that?
That's the excuse
No.
I'm going to be using moving forward.
Oh yeah. No, hold on a second.
Mine can't get any smaller.
All right. Hey, hold on. Seriously, let me share this with you. Michelle sent this to me last night, and this is a story floating around. Listen to this. Hold on, I got to scroll down to find the story. The heck is it?
So COVID affected the guy's junk?
Yeah. Guy said that the guy claims that his junk shrunk an inch and a half.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
And some. I'm trying to find this. I'm giving you this from memory.
So he had it to spare. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Hang on a minute. I wanted to give you.
I know I'm asking terrible questions, but I wonder if that was like when that measurement is taken. You know.
It's in triage at the hospital.
Okay. All right. We're going to go.
You don't want to stay with us on the wiener shrinkage story?
Kim, we need you to measure Froggy right now. I want
to
know if he has it. He's my friend.
All right, stop, Fester, stop it. All right.
Baseline.
All right, that's enough. All right, Froggy, feel better. Go get your COVID test at 1:30, and hopefully it's negative, but I'm not too optimistic here.
Don't hold your breath.
All right, hey, let us know. Is he doing a PCR or a rapid antigen?
So he's going to our normal doctor's office, which is where Max and I went on Tuesday.
Yep.
And they gave us a rapid test, and Max and I both tested negative on the rapid test. And then they thought we may be testing a little early, so they said let's just do a PCR as well. So we did PCR tests, and Max's came back negative, and that's how mine came back positive.
So Max is probably at the end of his because he got sick over the weekend, and then you.
No, Max isn't positive. He hasn't tested positive at all, but he also had it before.
Yeah, he might have enough antibodies to fight it off at this point.
Gotcha.
All right, Kim, let us know what's going on, and hopefully everyone feel better, okay?
Yep, thank you.
All right, guys, bye-bye. All right, so before I move on to the marijuana brownie story here, this is a story that Michelle sent this to me yesterday. This is from the U.S. version of The Sun. You know, the London Sun is a big daily tabloid in London, and we have a U.S. version, and the headline is, "My penis shrank more than an inch due to damage from COVID."
Wow.
And docs say it's permanent. A man claims that his unit has shrunk by an inch and a half due to COVID, and doctors say it can't be fixed. The anonymous male said that lasting effect of the virus has damaged his self-confidence. Before, the 30-something American said that his unit was above average size. Urologists say that COVID crotch, well, they say COVID, the D word, they say the slang word for the male unit. Urologists say that COVID is a real phenomenon whereby the penis can reduce in size due to damage to the blood vessels. For example, a study of 3,400 people led by the University College London found that of 200 reported long COVID symptoms, a smaller penis was one of the rarer ones. So this is a real story that got published yesterday. The guy claims that his wang shrunk an inch and a half because of COVID.
But, I mean, can you connect the dots that that's what it was from?
I don't know.
All right, MJ, I don't care.
I mean, what else would cause that? I mean,
Maybe he had some other condition that caused that.
I don't care what your political alignment is.
Hold on, Rox. They're saying, hang on, Fester. They're saying that it's the blood vessel damage due to COVID.
Okay.
So that seems like that would be a direct correlation. Is what I'm saying. All right, what was that?
I don't care what your political leanings are.
Yes.
I don't care how you feel about anybody in politics with this COVID thing. If Dr. Fauci would have came out day one and said, there's this new thing, it's called COVID-19. Guys,
get vaccinated, wear a mask, or your junk is going to shrink.
A small percentage of you could have this happen.
Like 3% of you are going to lose an inch and a half. We would have 100% male vaccinations right now. None of these good old boys will be beating their chests with their MAGA flags, say, I ain't getting no stinking vaccine. Keep that damn vaccine away from me. None of that would be happening.
I dumped the political commentary. I just dumped Fester.
Listen.
If you just heard the audio go, I just dumped Fester. I don't want to. I want to stay away from that.
Not wrong though.
All right. Anyway,
so if Fauci would have said day one,
you are correct that if they said from the beginning, guys, if you don't get vaccinated or get a mask, your junk's going to shrink. That might have changed.
In harmony, men of all races, of all political parties, of all orientations would join arm in arm at the vaccination lines if they knew this was a very realistic possibility.
All right. Let me get to the marijuana brownie story. We have a mix-up. We have a situation. Now, I really wanted Froggy to check in on this, but this is actually pretty funny. A whole bunch of senior citizens got stoned accidentally because of the marijuana brownie mix-up. A group of senior citizens, unknowingly, that would be without their knowledge, they ate marijuana brownies that were brought to a community center card game by a 73-year-old South Dakota woman who was unaware that her son had baked a batch of marijuana brownies in the house. The son made the pot brownies. They're out on the counter. The woman says, oh, I'm heading up to the senior center. I'm going to bring this lovely plate of brownies. She brings the brownies. The senior citizens ate the brownies. They get stoned. According to a probable cause affidavit, police dispatchers received several calls reporting possible poisonings of individuals who were at the Tabor Community Center for a card game in Tabor, South Dakota. Is that? Guess what the population of Tabor, South Dakota is?
I've never heard of that town.
It's look it up go to Google Maps.
Tabor.
It's Tabor. Guess what the population of Tabor or Tabor, whatever it is, Tabor. Guess what the population is? Yeah, zoom out so you can see where this is. I want to see where it is, like in relation to like Rapid City or. Oh man, that's in the middle of nowhere.
It's really in the middle of nowhere. It might be.
Hold on a minute. Where is that? So it looks like it's kind of northwest of Sioux City.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's, God, that looks like it's in the middle of absolutely no. Anyway.
I would be grateful to get high off brownies if I lived in this town.
You guys want to guess what the population of Tabor, South Dakota is? Come on, take a guess here. Let's go.
I'm going to say.
Or do you want to play the mountain climber game?
Yeah. Okay, let's do that. I'm going to say like a small stadium, 20,000.
Oh my
Like, is it
God!
at Amalie Arena?
Oh my! You lost. The mountain climber is smashed to 1,000,000 pieces. 20,000.
Yeah.
20,000 sounds like a small town.
I'm setting this
Yeah,
up.
it does.
The population is 423 people.
So I'm looking at a map of Tabor, South Dakota, and there's like 8 streets. 8. Including a church, an electrical company, no restaurants, a mechanic shop, and a McDonald's.
And obviously a seniors community center where they consumed marijuana brownies during a card game. 423 people is the last census population there. It is to the northeast. What do we say?
Northeast of between Sioux City and Sioux Falls,
Right.
West of that.
Unbelievable. An investigation into the incident led me to believe that the patients were all under the influence of THC from a batch of brownies that were brought to the community center by Irene Coranda.
Irene, you're in charge of desserts moving forward.
According to the deputy sheriff, Joel Newman. Hello, Newman. A couple who had been at the weekly Tuesday night card game told police that after several people had eaten the brownies, including themselves, they learned that Coranda's son had made the brownies and had been in Colorado over the past weekend and brought back products with marijuana.
That's great.
Oh, my God. During a police interview, Coranda said that her son, Michael, 46, had baked a pan of brownies and she took them to the community center card game.
Coranda said, read me my Miranda, right?
Exactly. And she was unaware that the brownies contained THC, which, of course, is the psychoactive substance inside of cannabis. Coranda willingly gave the sheriff the remainder of the brownies in a plastic container for analysis. Yeah. The son, the 46-year-old son, who is an elementary school music teacher, told deputies that he prepared the pot brownies with THC butter that he brought back from Colorado.
Yeah, that's what they do. They mix it into an ingredient and then you use it.
THC butter. After baking the brownies, Coranda said that he went to bed and his mother unknowingly took the brownies to the card game.
Wow.
It's hysterical. Anyway, Coranda was arrested for possession of a controlled drug or substance, a felony carrying a maximum sentence of 5 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. They freed him on a $3,000 bond. He's scheduled for a court appearance on January 25th. That's coming up in a couple of weeks, right? Oh, my God. You got to see the Senior Citizen Center. This place is like that old, imagine a tiny little town with that main street.
Not even that nice.
You know, it's like a sparse. I've driven through places like this. I've been in South Dakota.
It looks like a post-apocalyptic town.
Do you know the only place I've never been? You know the only state that I haven't visited in this country?
Isn't it one of the Dakotas?
It is.
Which one?
I've been to South Dakota, so narrow it out.
West Dakota.
I have not been to West Dakota.
You've never been to You've never been to Bismarck?
Nope. Seriously, I've been to every state in the Union in the United States of America. Alaska, Hawaii. Man, I've been to Puerto Rico. I've been to the U.S. Virgin Islands. I've been to Guam. I've been to even the Federated States of Micronesia. I've been to Chuk State or Truck Lagoon. I've been to every single state in the United States. The only state that I am missing is North Dakota. I told Michelle that like one weekend we're flying to North Dakota.
Just to check that box.
Seriously.
I have 5 to go. I have 5 U.S. states to go.
What are yours?
Wyoming, Maine, Hawaii, Arkansas, and I forgot the other one. It's somewhere.
You'll never get it.
Yeah.
Then.
Idaho.
All right.
Am I right?
Nope, been there. I've been there.
Iowa.
Nope. Let's go through all
Let's go through all the ice. Illinois. Ever been there? Yeah, I don't think your Oklahoma should count. By the way, you only drove through the Panhandle.
No, I've been to Oklahoma City.
Okay.
I've been to other places in
You
Oklahoma.
rectified that. Okay.
Yeah. I've been to other places.
All right.
Yeah, my brother used to live in Oklahoma, so I've been to I've been to his place. Anyway, so one state to go for me, and I'm telling you right now, within the next year, Michelle, if you're listening, we are going to take a weekend. We're just going to get on an airplane. We're flying to North Dakota. We'll probably
you should go here.
I'm sure we'll probably fly Tampa to O'Hare in Chicago.
They
and
had
then,
flights to Fargo from St. Peter Port a while back.
Really?
Yeah. It was on a billboard.
Does Allegiant fly to Fargo or something?
Oh, hey, look that up.
Maybe it was Silver?
No, Silver Air does not fly a little prop
It's
ATR.
one of the two.
No, it's not Silver. Silver's not flying that ATR 42 to Fargo, North Dakota.
I have to warn you, it's a strange place. North Dakota. It kind of feels like another planet.
You know what? Coming from Florida, I don't believe it.
Yeah. I'm telling you, that's in the next year. We'll do the bit live on the air. We're flying to North Dakota for the weekend, and then I'll complete all 50 states. All right, when we get back, final segment. I got some Hollywood. I got some this. I got some that. Typically, I love the final segment of the show, including this is a crazy stat on the number of people that plan to quit their job. Who are the people that are planning to quit their job like this year? And what are they going to do?
You know what? I bet you there's a lot of people because everybody's hiring, and if you're not happy at your job, now's the time to change.
Hold on to that thought. We'll get into this next in the final segment here on the MJ Morning Show on a Thursday on Q105. 105. Yeah, Coop, tell the caller that I'll be right there. Sort of a Bon Jovi follow-up. We were talking about, was it earlier this week? We were talking about Bon Jovi and that they're coming to town, big tour coming to town, and that Chloe's good friends with Bon Jovi's second to youngest son. And I don't know if they're going to do backstage with COVID and everything, but we'll see. But tell the caller I'll be right there because they want to mention Bon Jovi on something and an encounter they had with Bon Jovi.
Hey, I got to give you a compliment, MJ.
Yes.
Nice sushi pic last night.
Oh, on my Insta.
That was like some sushi porn if I've ever seen it.
On my
Yeah.
Instagram. Oh, you like that? Actually, they're
It's like food porn, but specific to.
I've never heard those two words used back to back.
Did you say sushi porn?
Really? Okay.
Actually, do you stalk my Instagram? Do I?
I'm glad you brought that up.
Do I pop up in your feed? Or?
You pop up all the time.
Really?
But it's because of your food. It's your food that it's like I'm constantly staring at it. Yes.
Like when I put like a picture of my dog in there or something funny that I saw, or like if I put a picture of Maria Sofia Estrada, does
What's crazy is it knows my hot buttons. So it knows to put your food pics up, and then sometimes the other stuff will dribble
Did you
in,
see
too.
both of the sushi pictures?
I did.
Because there were two different nights.
Yes, I saw both nights.
You saw. So I had a sushi shot from Tuesday night, and then I had a sushi shot from last night, Wednesday night, and looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
By the
Can't
way,
look away.
Shout out to Daniel at Yoko's in South Tampa. Daniel gave me the heads up on Tuesday. He said, "Hey, look at this." He sent me a picture of this incredible bluefin tuna that came in that day, like just came in. And I'm like, I'm in. I want some bluefin nigiri. I'll take some bluefin sashimi. He had some fatty parts. And then yesterday, he said, hey, just got some great Maine uni in. And sea urchin. I love good sea urchin, whether it's from Hokkaido, whether it's Bafun or Murasaki, or whether it's great uni from the Gulf of Maine or great Santa Barbara uni. I love sea urchin, right? And then he also had some otoro, which is the real fatty tuna. And those are the pictures that Fester, are you okay over there?
I'm just in a food coma listening to you break down all the urchins you like to eat.
But you don't eat sushi, do you?
I'm not Publix has $5 Wednesday rolls. I'll get that one.
So no, there are two. If you like sushi, there are two really good sushi pictures on my Instagram feed, and also look at Scout licking her nose in the middle, and all kinds of stuff. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you can follow my personal Instagram account. I am certified Todd Schnitt. That's certified. Just do the word certified. Then my real name is Todd Schnitt. TODDSCHN as in November ITT. Give me a personal follow on Instagram. Check out the pics. And, of course, the morning show is MJ Morning Show. So on Insta, follow us, MJ Morning Show on Instagram as well.
Something I wanted to mention also, MJ, something about you mentioned about Brian Laundrie. You were 100% right on that.
Oh, did you see that? You know what?
Yeah.
All right. Tell the Bon Jovi caller I'll be right there. You're right. You know what? I have that in the pile. I just didn't know if I was going to get to it. All right, let me take a second here. Remember what I said? I said that Gabby Petito would be alive if the Moab, Utah cops had arrested her for domestic violence. Remember? They got into an altercation. She hit him. He apparently handled her. They should have both been arrested. And if Gabby Petito, if she were taken away and charged with she'd be alive. And I said that way back. And guess what? The story came out yesterday, something I said months ago.
And I remember you saying that.
Yep. And the headline says, this is a brand new story, came out yesterday. Utah police should have cited Gabby Petito for domestic violence when they pulled over the Long Island native and boyfriend Brian Laundrie from down in Venice area last summer, according to a new report that came out yesterday. Moab City Police made unintentional mistakes after a 911 call on August 12th had officers stop the couple in the middle of their ill-fated road trip. Anyway, bottom line is, I said from the beginning that the cops needed to arrest Gabby Petito for a domestic violence charge because they're supposed to. It doesn't matter if you're involved, if there was any kind of an issue where you touched or hit or there was any kind of battery, they should have arrested her. And guess what? That would have saved her life. That might have been the split that would have taken them apart, and she'd be alive today.
So
And-
the police were probably trying to do her a favor by not having it get to that point, but
Yeah, they didn't. They honestly didn't know the extent of everything that's going on.
All right, so what's the deal, Coop? The other day I was talking about Bon Jovi's coming to town, and we ought to see if Chloe could reach out to her friend who is John.
Yesterday, we talked about it, and Chloe actually said to you, hey, if you guys want backstage tickets, she knows the son.
Well, yeah, because Chloe's
exceptionally well.
Chloe's good friends with Jake Bon Jovi, who's John Bon Jovi's second to youngest son. So Stephanie called up and I guess left a voicemail for our programming department. That got forwarded to us, and Stephanie said, hey, I've got a Bon Jovi story. So I thought it was a pretty cool story. Stephanie, this is interesting. Stephanie lives here in the Tampa Bay area. Now, you live in Dunedin? Is that where you live?
I do. That's right.
All right, and Stephanie, you're a veteran. You're apparently a veteran of 3 of the Survivor shows on CBS.
That's right.
All right, what Survivor shows were you on?
I was on Palau, Guatemala, and Heroes vs. Villains.
All right, and you owe your selection being chosen to be on 3 Survivors. You think that John Bon Jovi has something to do with that?
I mean, he helped me get on the first one with my video.
All right, what happened?
And the rest, I think, I earned.
All right, so what happened? Tell us the story.
So it was like 1994. I went to the last concert ever at the Vet in Philadelphia. I'm from Philly. And Bon Jovi, I was in the front with a couple of my girlfriends, and he pulled me on stage to You Were Born to Be My Baby, the song. And he sang the whole song to me, and we danced, and we talked, and he kissed me at the end. I'm sure his family's not happy about that, but he's a rocker, whatever. So then he sends me off the stage, and everybody goes wild. And I go back to work the next day, and I tell this guy I work with, I said, hey, I was at a Bon Jovi concert, over the weekend, and he pulled me on stage. He's like, no way. So the guy finds the VHS of it, because somebody was videoing from the Jumbotron, and sends it to me. And at this time, I loved Survivor, and I wanted to apply, but I didn't know what to do. So my friend says, why don't you do, the Bon Jovi video? So that's what it was. It was a clip of me on stage with Bon Jovi for 2 minutes, and it flashed to me, and I said, hey, if Bon Jovi can pick me out of a crowd of 50,000 people, so can you to be on the next Survivor.
Oh, that's pretty clever. And then they chose you, and then the next thing you're on 3 different Survivor series on CBS.
Yeah. Well, I went on one, and then I guess America voted and brought back 2 people, and it was all new contestants and 2 fan favorites.
All right, now I didn't see much of Survivor after the 2nd or 3rd season. Did you win any of them?
I was runner-up my second time.
Wow.
So
did you ever have Did you have any crossover with the Culpeppers? Because they've been on Survivor. Monica, I think, more than one time.
Yeah, they were on after me. So I was on 10, 11, and 20. And now it's on season, I think, 40.
Wow.
And they were on after me.
Unbelievable.
So I never met them. But I do live here in the Tampa area. I am a huge Bon Jovi fan. And when I heard you talking about him on the radio, I was like, no way.
That's a great story.
Gotta get back.
Hold on, let's bring back some memories. Do we have some... All right, hey, I'm gonna bring you up on stage right now here on the MJ Morning Show, and I'm gonna give you a little kiss.
Go.
So, Stephanie, the big question is, are you a bigger Bon Jovi fan, Survivor fan, or MJ Morning Show fan?
Oh, no, that's a tough one. Really, you're going to make me choose? Listen, I'm a huge Bon Jovi fan.
Oh.
Love.
And Stephanie, is it true that you're married to somebody well-known?
I am married to, I don't know how well, listen, I'm well-known. No, I'm just kidding. Yes.
Yeah, right.
He was a baseball player, Kyle Kendrick. He was a pitcher for the Phillies.
And you're still married to Kyle Kendrick?
I'm still married to him. We have 3 kids, and we live in the Tampa area in Dunedin.
Hey, Stephanie, do me a favor. Tell your husband Fester said Phillies suck. All right, there you go. That's right. Go Rays.
Hey, Steph, thanks for calling in. Great story.
Hey, guys. Thank you.
All right, thanks for listening, and keep in touch with us.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks for having me.
They'll be calling up for like Survivor 82.
She'll be in a walker.
Exactly.
That's my rice.
I want to get into this tomorrow. We don't have time to get into it now, but what does this mean? Nearly a quarter of workers plan to quit their jobs in 2022? And do what? What are they going to do for income? Are they going to try to find other jobs, or are they just saying, oh, I'm done?
Okay, no, hold on. You're automatically assuming they're going to quit and become freeloaders. That's not the case.
Follow their dreams.
Yeah, I mean, if you're the dishwasher, you quit this job, you become a server at the next place. You move up the chain.
By the way, Fester and Coop both said they found flights for Michelle and me to fly from Tampa to Fargo, actually from PIE.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So earlier today, I said there's one state that we have not been to, or that I haven't been to. All I need is North Dakota, and then I've been to every state in the union. And apparently Allegiant flies nonstop from St. Pete Clearwater Airport to Fargo, right?
I can book a flight for you right now, February 10th, leave on a Thursday, come back Sunday.
Why February 10th?
That's the only available date.
What? Come on. Really?
Right before the wedding.
All right, folks, we're out of here. Have a fantastic, have a great day. Website's loaded, mjmorningshow.com. That's mjmorningshow.com. And we'll see you back here tomorrow. MJ Morning Show on Q105. And hey, let's be careful out there.
Start the new year by making your home feel like new with the advanced clean of Zero Res. Take advantage of their New Year